your main event, Mark's Podcast, brought to you by Belly Up Unhinged Radio Network Sports for the first time in 2023. I'm your first host, lifelong wrestling fan, former radio guy, cat dad, and you can call me the G1 Climax. I am Troy. And with me, as always, is a main event collector and figure hunting warrior. He's the WWE Walking Wrestling Encyclopedia and the Taka Michinoku to my Minoru Suzuki. It's Greg. What's up, Greg?
Indeed. I know you didn't say it, but I had to say it anyways.
Yeah, that's Taka we all know and love. And before we get too far into this, joining us in the third chair today, he is the hardest part of the ring and the Tai Chi in the Suzuki-gun of podcasts. He is from the Apron Bump Podcast. Rip your pants off for Kyle.
Ooh.
Man, I should have made a climax hardest part of the ring joke, but I didn't. I didn't have the foresight to do that. But I'll take a Tai Chi reference. I am jealous of his pants.
Yeah, he's in that rarefied air of the guys who wear tiny trunks under the pants that they rip off mid-match. Him,
very tiny.
Angel Garza. I want to say there was another one that I'm blanking on here.
I feel like I saw Michael Nakazawa do it somewhere.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah, he does everything.
Not that I'm
putting oil on himself.
Yeah. Well, not that I'm complaining, but I haven't seen Michael Nakazawa wrestle in.
Knock it the hell off and get off my TV.
Nice.
Exactly.
We're cooking with gas here, folks.
Exactly. Like I played here, every time Tai Chi rips some pants off, man, it's great ass.
Wow. Good Lord.
Getting right into it. All right. Well, we're changing it up with the new year, new podcast schedule, I guess. We're changing it up, and it's our first time covering a New Japan show. And of course, you got to start with the pinnacle of New Japan. It's Wrestle Kingdom. We're going back to, what was this, 2014? I'm blanking on 2014.
Is it 2014 or 2013?
Yep, 2014. So, yeah, far enough back in the schedule where it's, still like, oh, wow, yeah, that happened.
By the time this airs, it's 9 years? So
yep,
it's retro-ish.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to see some of these guys have moved on and done a lot in specifically.
Oh, not a lot. Kidding.
Well,
some of them have done a lot. Some of them have, they're there.
Yeah.
Fizzled.
So, some of these guys, it's like, oh yeah, you're still on the roster. But
one specifically, we'll get to that.
Yeah. But other ones are still in New Japan, still going fairly strong. And other ones are, they've climbed up the ladder of success since this time. But it's an interesting show, to say the least. I didn't think it was one of the strongest Wrestle Kingdoms I've ever seen. But, it was. I didn't hate watching it. I know we were talking before we started recording that it was fine. You guys, Greg, you said you liked it.
Well, yeah, I mean, no matter what we do, I like to watch.
Of course. Well, now a shirt over at our Bonfire store. It's a VHS tape. If you don't know what that is, Google it. And if you're dating somebody who doesn't know what a VHS tape is, she's too young for you, bro.
Or he's too young. I mean, why do you assume women aren't listening?
All right. Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, of course. I mean, no woman's listening to this. No self-respecting woman is listening to this. But although if you are a self-respecting woman listening to this, thank you. We actually have female cut shirts over at our Bonfire store. So go hook yourself up.
I'll buy one.
Or yeah, exactly. Go get yourself a deep V.
That could be my workout shirt now that I think about it.
A little crop top action.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Get the skinny
I lost
rocking.
I lost most of the belly I had, so I wouldn't look quite like the Blue Meanie now. But
that's no problem.
Oh,
but damn it, I would try.
Yeah, right.
I would push the belly out like Joe Gatto on Impractical Joke. Just shove it out as far as you can.
Good Lord. Yeah, just wear like on the movie, just wear that tiny T-shirt that says "Where's the beef?"
Yeah, I'm
hot.
Or yeah, it says "I'm the beef." Yeah, that's it. But anyway, but let's waste no time getting into this. It's our, like I said, first time actually in long form talking about a New Japan event, so I'm excited to talk about it. This one was like, Kyle, you might know. What was the first time they actually did English commentary on a Wrestle Kingdom? Was it the next year?
I think so, because I think the next year is the first one that I actually watched, and I believe I could be wrong. I believe that was the one that had like Jim Ross, Matt Striker, and Yoshitatsu, which was a disaster. It's just an all-around disaster.
Oh God, yeah.
Yoshitatsu
added.
Yeah, Yoshitatsu was the only one that could add anything, and the language barrier made him not be able to. So, Jim Ross bumbling and stumbling, trying to get through the show, and Matt Striker. Matt Striker was knowledgeable, but he's still Matt Striker. So
Look, I'm not going to say this now because he's there every week and he knows better. But in Jim Ross's defense back in 2015, even he said, he's like, they didn't really give me a lot of notes. They're just like, you know what you're doing, get out there. He's like,
it's hard to just jump in cold with something like that
in a different country. Yeah, that's and obviously they switched it up. Was it at 10 or 11? They switched him out for Kevin Kelly.
I can't imagine Jim Ross did it 2 years in a row. So I would guess the year after that.
Yeah, I know Jim Ross did a few of them because he was there at that show. Weren't you at that show, Greg, where he got knocked out of his chair backwards? And
that was at the Cow Palace. Yeah, and then Josh Barnett got up and almost shot on the dude.
Yeah, it was Jay White, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was Jay White.
Or,
he chased Jay White around the ring.
He's like, "Now you done effed up, man," and he went outside and just killed him, dude.
Yeah, I know. Jim Ross and Josh Barnett did that Axis show, which was like reruns of Japan matches. So I guess it was taped. So that's probably more his speed.
Right.
But a few live shows, I guess. But I guess not any after that incident.
Pause and record. I gotta Google this guy. Seth Frass. What Japanese college did he go to?
Oh my God.
He would.
He went to Japanese sport. I guess baseball.
Yokohama U.
Yeah, right.
It's the first city that popped through my head. So
he was the relief pitcher on their team, huh?
He doesn't like baseball. What's wrong with you?
I don't know if he does like baseball.
That's all Japanese people play, I think.
Yeah, right.
Just being ninjas, right?
Good.
Wow.
You're not wrong. Not wrong.
I'm a third Asian, everybody, so I can make these jokes.
That's why I get away with the Mexican jokes, actually. So yeah, we're good.
See. So when the Naito match comes up, we're all covered.
Yeah, right. Yeah. There you go.
And when anybody gets to mock Italians, that's where I come in.
There we go.
Or just generic white people. I'm like a fourth Italian as far as I know, but I got a 23andMe, that stuff. Which, by the way, 23andMe is also the name of the dating website started by Leonardo DiCaprio. But
you joke. You may be the luckiest SOB on the planet next to Corey Graves, but
how old are you? 25. Ugh, get out of here, Grandma. But anyway,
what the hell?
Before we've already went off the rails, but before we get into our first break, time out here real quick to let you know that the Main Event Marks is sponsored by Swift Lifestyles. They are clean energy drinks and focus enhancers, great tasting vitamins, and big brain nootropics that are made and shipped from the USA. Go to swiftlifestyles.com and use our special promo code Main Event Marks, all one word, to get 15% off your order. It's Main Event Marks, all one word, to get 15% off your order at checkout. But now we're going to take our first break of the podcast. It's our first break of the brand new year. And on the other end of this, we're going to crack some cans and get into New Japan and the news and notes surrounding it right after this. Follow the Main Event Marks at facebook.com/Main Event Marks Pod, on Twitter at Main Event _Marks, and on Instagram at Main Event _Marks and at Main Event Collector. Get ready to rumble in your new Main Event Marks merchandise. We've got t-shirts, hoodies, masks, hats, stickers, pins, and much more on our Redbubble store. That's maineventmarks.redbubble.com. You can also pick up some awesome clothing items with the latest updated show graphics on our Bonfire store. That's bonfire.com/store/main event marks. Support your favorite retro wrestling podcast and pick up some cool swag on our Bonfire and Redbubble stores. That's maineventmarks.redbubble.com and bonfire.com/store/main event marks.
Hello everyone, my name is Ryan McCarthy and I'm the host of the No Credentials Required podcast. Start your work week with the Monday Drop-In, where I talk about the sports beat in the Capital District, also known as the Mighty 518, as well as Metro New York sports from an upstate point of view. I also give a life lesson from a weekly sports story, so you might learn something from that. I also have a midweek podcast where I interview different sports personalities and talk about a wide array of topics. Take a listen and subscribe on your preferred podcast app, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, and iHeartRadio. Also check out our social media channels on Twitter and Instagram, BellyUpNCR, and Facebook.com/BellyUpSportsNCR. We're a part of the Belly Up Sports Podcast Network in association with Godzilla Media. No credentials required, where you don't need a press pass to talk sports.
Event marks are available wherever you get podcasts and on YouTube. Find all of our links on our link tree at linktr.ee/main event marks. And we're back. Real quick, we want to let you know that the Main Event Marks is sponsored by Shocked Energy. Shocked Energy is a healthier alternative to traditional energy drinks that gives the energy that gamers need while in a long session without skimping on their health. Their products come in a powder form and you mix them into water. You can either choose from green apple or watermelon. You can also try both if you get their sample kit. Use our special link that is down in the podcast description, or you can simply go to shockedenergy.com at checkout. Use the promo code MAINEVENT, all one word, to save 10% on your order. That's promo code MAINEVENT, and you're going to save 10% at checkout. Do you like your coffee like you like your podcasts? Gimmick and politics free? Well, so do we here at the Main Event Marks, and so do the guys and gals at Coffee Brand Coffee, where they ditch the gimmicks. You see, when you buy your coffee from other roasters, chances are that they've been sitting on the shelf for heaven knows how long. Don't rob yourself of freshness. At Coffee Brand Coffee, they roast to order, ensuring that you get the freshest coffee possible. And as Greg will tell you, that's what counts. Coffee Brand Coffee offers bagged coffee as well as K-Cups, and for the non-coffee people, they offer a variety of teas and cocos. Just click on the link down in the podcast description or go to coffeebrandcoffee.com and use our promo code MAINEVENT, all one word, at checkout to get 5% off your order. That's coffeebrandcoffee.com, and use the promo code MAINEVENT to save 5% at checkout. It is time for news and notes. And what are you cracking today? Something else from the dollar store?
It is from the dollar store. You know, that's where I live. It's actually an actual Starbucks peppermint mocha drink.
Oh, easy, buddy.
Yeah,
Hope you're not driving home.
I go hard, dude.
All right, so there we go.
Wow, go blue.
F that, but this can is blue. It's Red Thunder, which is the Aldi knockoff of Red Bull.
Oh. Red Thunder.
Dude, hell yeah, dude. Something of a second best to my family too, man. Hell yeah.
I'm a big fan of Dr. Thunder. That's actually the store brand version of Dr. Pepper.
I know that all too well.
Yep. What store is this from?
I don't know. I forget. Walmart, maybe?
Because we have Dr. Thunder, or maybe I'm thinking Walmart too. There's one called Safeway here. I think you guys have a different store, but it's under Safeway's banner.
As far as I know, Dr. Thunder is the kind of like Mountain Lightning. It's all Walmart brand.
Right.
Although
Red Thunder, Aldi stole that one though, so it's
okay. Like, it's Dr. Dynamite, and I remember because every time we go get some, Ramon's like, "Dude, it's not Wednesday. You can't drink that."
Look, if we don't have Dr. Dynamite sponsoring the Main Event Marks podcast, there's something wrong.
Right?
Exactly.
I'm working on it.
Exactly. Give us a sponsorship, damn it, right now. Or
T-shirts.
We'll get you over.
Yeah, you know what they need to say?
Shut up and take my money.
There we go.
Yeah, exactly. Got it in already. But
wow.
Let's dive into the first news story here. Ding, ding, ding. So this one's actually going back to the previous month, but it was close enough in time where, and it was a big enough story. I wanted to talk about it. We're actually opening up with MMA here. So Greg will remember this one all too well. On December 28th, 2023, in the main event of UFC 168, 38-year-old Anderson Silva snapped his tibia and fibula in his rematch against Chris Weidman from UFC 162 for the UFC middleweight title.
I don't like remembering that.
Dude, I watched that. I think you and I were watching it live, and I was just like, oh, God.
Dude,
Yeah.
I watched it at Buffalo Wild Wings. It was like 1 a.m. It was freezing cold
God.
outside. We had to sit. We were like on the patio section. We were all like freezing cold. We are like, come on, we just want to see this match. And then it happens, and he breaks his leg. And as soon as his leg breaks, we all just start walking toward our cars and driving home.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell?
It's over. Good Lord. I was not around. I can't remember when Theismann broke his leg, but I was not watching football at that time. I don't even know if I was alive at that time. I can't remember. However, it was, I was around for this one, and it was yuck.
Yeah. It hurt my heart, man. That's like my all-time favorite fighter. I was like, ugh.
Mine too.
Yeah.
I think Weidman himself actually ended up doing the same thing a few years later, right?
He did. Yeah, he hasn't even come back yet. He's training right now for a comeback, but
yeah, no one ever
It's
comes back the
crazy,
same.
it's crazy how that happens, by the way. Like, same exact thing. What are the odds on that?
What's his face?
That's
Conor
gross.
McGregor. I think didn't he do maybe not as bad, but kind of similar. He like
It was
really
close,
messed up his
yeah.
leg.
The one against Foyer, yeah.
Yeah,
Jeez Louise,
that's
man.
that.
And when you said you were at Buffalo Wild Wings, all I could think of was like everybody sitting around like eating their wings, whatever that happens, and then they just collectively.
Oh, it came out the other end later that night, but it was unrelated.
Wow. Joke's on you, though, TJ. By 1 a.m., people are done with their wings. They're just sitting there waiting for the fight.
Oh yeah, we
Yeah,
had
right.
dessert and everything already.
See, my last I knew, my B-Dubs doesn't show the UFC pay-per-views anymore, but
Oh yeah,
maybe they
that was
changed
probably
it.
the last one I went to.
yeah, I don't know if they do again or not, but I could be wrong. I just know they used to show the WWE pay-per-views. That's where I watched them live for like
Yeah.
ever. And then they stopped doing it, and I was like, crap. So I was like, I'll even pay extra to sit and watch it, whatever. And they're like, no, we're just cutting it off. Like, all right.
Oh, now you got to buy the cock.
Yeah, right. But anyway, immediately after the fight, Silva had orthopedic surgery to stabilize his tibia with an whatever rod. I'm not gonna even try.
Go
that.
for it.
Sounds stupid.
Give it a gander.
Come on, TJ. Talk about the rod. Let's go. Come on.
Wow. Intramedullary. I think I pronounced that right. Intramedullary
sounds about right.
rod. Yeah. His fibula was reset and was not expected to require further surgery. A UFC statement called the surgery successful and said that those with similar injuries generally take 3 to 6 months to recover.
Man,
That's it, huh? Dude,
Recover, go on to beat Nick Diaz, and then never be the same.
Yeah, he came back and was okay, but he was never
Yeah.
the same.
yeah, it sucks. That's kind of a tough injury to come back from and, rock ass after. That kind of injury just reminds me of Patton Oswalt was saying, I don't know why, but for some reason that guy is friends with Tony Hawk. Seems like the weirdest friendship ever. But he said that he had like broke his foot, and then like 2 days later, Tony Hawk was like attempting a trick and snapped his leg in half. And he said he sent him a picture of the X-ray from the hospital. It was like, well, I guess we're in the same boat, huh, buddy? And Patton Oswalt was like, no, we're not. He was like, he was like, you know how you broke your leg? That was cool as hell. He was like, I'm like an old lady. I stepped off the curb and broke my foot. He's like, that's not cool at all. Like, yeah. Tony Hawk probably has broken every single bone in his damn body.
Yeah, there's just a picture of him with a cane next to the Undertaker. I don't know what he did. I don't know if he's just old or if he just hurt himself skateboarding again. Probably that.
Yes.
The answer is yes.
Both.
Yeah.
Yeah, both.
It's like Jeff Hardy. He just has a chronic limp now. But anyway, the UFC is expanding into new horizons in 2014 with an alarming schedule for nearly 50 fight cards. Many of those cards will be on an international stage, including new seasons of The Ultimate Fighter abroad. As a new way for UFC fans abroad to get the content they want, the UFC has created a new digital network that will be subscription-based, or be a subscription-based service replacing their current UFC.tv site. An official name and price schedule hasn't been released for the new network, which is set to begin airing a series of live fight cards starting with UFC Fight Night 34 in Singapore. The yet-to-be-named March 8 at the O2 Arena in London will also be shown on the new digital platform.
It's called Fight Pass. It's $10 a month. Boom.
Okay, that's what it is. I was blanking on that. I was like, like, what the hell is this again?
That's still going today, right?
It is, yeah. Still trying to figure out why they haven't integrated it with ESPN Plus yet, but
Have they not?
Yeah.
Because ESPN Plus is where they show like the main pay-per-views, right?
yeah, they've actually moved the prelims over to ESPN Plus. But yeah, the library's still on its own.
That's all overly convoluted.
It really is, and they just raised the price to $80. I don't think they're gonna last too much longer. They need to move the WWE's route.
$80.
Yep.
Suck my ass.
Yep.
Well,
Screw
there's
that.
a mutual friend of me and Greg sent me a meme of like, you ever see the Captain Planet meme with all the whatever the hell those kids are called, with their rings in the center, and it like had all these subscription services, and then it said, with our powers combined, we are the same price as cable.
Yeah. More.
Yeah.
Depending on what you're watching.
Right. I have Hulu with ads, HBO with ads, and Peacock without ads because they gave me there was like a sale price that I got it at. So that's it. And already it's like, yeah, that's enough.
Got no time for ads, man. Except yours. I love your ads, but anywhere else,
Yeah,
no ads.
Yeah, right. On Old School Raw on January 2014, WWE ran teasers promoting an announcement on January 8th at the Consumer Electronics Show, good lord, in Las Vegas.
I wonder what that's going to be.
Later confirming that the announcement concerned the WWE Network. At the Consumer Electronics Show, WWE revealed a comprehensive plan, which would see a launch date of February 24th, 2014 in the United States. WWE Classics On Demand closes coming up on January 31st, 2014 to make way for the WWE Network.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, it had itself a good run, but
I miss it.
Yeah,
now I'm over here watching season 5 of the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, some of
I will say Peacock runs better for me than the network did, but
yeah, I actually don't. I don't mind it really. It's just kind of organized.
Yeah, I just wish they I wish they had chapters and all that stuff. Like
Yeah.
Right. I have a friend who has just gotten like overly non-proportionally angry about the whole situation. He's like, I just wanted the WWE Network. I'm like, yeah, but now you're paying for like more stuff, and it's the same price.
Actually, the $5 one is cheaper. So
yeah, right. That's yeah.
You can watch The Office on the same platform.
I have Comcast, so I get it for free. But obviously, it's not free; it's built in. But so I guess I can't really say a word about it.
Yeah, right. Well, I don't know. I tried to explain to him. I'm like, dude, it's the same content. I actually see more content on like the WWE side now, like different ECW shows and stuff. I'm like, oh wow, they didn't have that before.
Do you remember when they first launched the Peacock? You and I were sitting there pissed as hell that everything wasn't going to be on until the summer.
Oh man, that ruined me too.
Yeah. But then I feel like I forgot all about it. It just happened. Like, oh, well, it's all there now. Like I kept
seeing newer stuff popping up. Yeah,
I had to go back to torrenting stuff for a little bit.
Right.
Oh yeah, well yeah. For your podcast, you probably had some stuff lined up that you were like, ah, crap.
Oh, for the love of Pete, gotta go buy a VHS of this show.
What?
Oh my god.
Exactly.
Us?
Had to go to my local Blockbuster.
Where?
Hey,
do you have Super Brawl 4, madam?
I told Greg I borrowed a tape from my uncle one time that like the first half of it was Jordan and the Bulls winning the NBA Finals, and then the second half was Nitro.
I mean, yeah, that's a good combo. Was Dennis Rodman on that Nitro?
I don't remember. He might have been actually. I was like, this is like the most 90s VHS tape I've ever seen.
Hell yeah.
That's Ron Jeremy at the end there too.
Oh, good lord.
Who do you think his uncle was, dude?
I hope not. I would have had some awkward conversations with him after that. It's like, so I watched to the end. And he's like, oh, yeah. Oh.
I didn't want to see that part of my aunt, but okay.
Talk about a finish.
Good lord. Oh, my God.
G1 Climax.
We can do this all day.
Oh, my God. Yeah, moving on.
Demon.
Oh, God. Oh, man.
What the fuck?
On December 31st, 2013, it was reported that Mae Young had been hospitalized The Charleston Post and Courier erroneously reported that she died on January 9th, 2014.
Damn.
I forgot she died around this time.
Oh, wait, so she didn't die at that point?
No, she.
If I remember
she,
correctly, it was a little bit after.
Yeah, January. Well, she died on the 9th, January 9th, 2014. So it was like 5 days after Wrestle Kingdom. And that's how we all remember it. But
Clearly.
how many days after Wrestle Kingdom did this event happen?
It's a shame that she wasn't on the show. Could have been her last event. But
She
her
probably would have
versus
did some crazy
Shibata.
stuff too.
Yeah, right.
Probably.
I just now realized I'm using my Advent calendar all wrong. I should have been counting down the days to Wrestle Kingdom, not Christmas. God.
There's a little sushi rolls in there.
Oh my God.
Right? They're Japanese, folks. They're Japanese.
Little packs of ramen.
There we go.
But yeah, that's sad. Wasn't Moolah dead at this point, or did May go first?
Hopefully.
I think Moolah was gone first.
Yeah, I think Moolah definitely died first.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, because we were at that WrestleMania, weren't we, when they renamed that cup after her?
Yeah,
That was at 2000.
Yeah,
that was 2000. What?
Oh yeah,
I'm way
15,
behind.
16.
Yeah, something like that. She died in 07, by the
18.
way. So
We were at WrestleMania 34 and 18. So
yeah, right. Yeah, so Moolah died in 2007. I forgot. Yeah, gosh, I'm blanking. We covered that in our TNA retrospective of 2007. So, but my defense, it was a couple months ago, and I don't remember what happened last week. So there's that. Getting old.
we tell them.
Anyway, so back in November, Eddie Edwards and Davey Richards began a week-long tryout with WWE at the Performance Center in Orlando, Florida. 3 days later, they made their NXT debut, losing to NXT Tag Team Champions The Ascension, Connor and Victor, in a non-title match, while being billed as the American Pit Bulls of Derek Billington, which was Richards, and John Cahill, which was Edwards. By the time we reached 2014, Triple H decided not to keep them on board.
Weird move. It seemed like it would have been right up his alley.
I know. I was like, so what didn't click for him? Like, because I thought that was a lock, because I saw the people he was signing at the time. And people can't say, well, they were too small. He signed effing Adam Cole and Red Dragon.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Is this like before NXT like really blew up?
Oh, definitely. I don't think it started blowing up until 15. No.
Yeah, so I think if it was like a year or two later, they probably would have signed.
Yeah, because I mean, he went around signing like all the indie darlings he could get for the longest time.
A couple on this show we're covering.
Exactly. Yeah, so I think they were just a little before their time, and then I think they broke up shortly after this, like maybe a year, 2 years after this, something like that.
Yeah, and WWE, I mean, they've never cared about the tag division, and I'm assuming they would have been coming in as a tag team, so it's like, what's your value really?
Yeah, there was no cruiserweight division at the time, so and when that did come along, nobody gave a damn. So
fast forward to now, though, tag team division's hot. So
yeah. WWE's current plan for Rob Van Dam is to return at WrestleMania or for WrestleMania season at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. According to PW Insider, WWE wants to lock in RVD through Extreme Rules in April, but that is longer than the 90-day window that he had agreed to. I don't remember RVD coming back during this time or doing a damn thing.
I remember the Rumble return, and I remember he had like a little mini feud with Seth Rollins when Seth Rollins broke from the Shield. But other than that, I don't think he did much.
Yeah, I'd have to go back. I don't remember that. It's been a while ago.
To be 30?
Yes.
30? Yeah, I don't think he did anything at 30.
Yeah. That kind of sucks. He was, because I love RVD and anything he does, so he probably could have done something cool, but oh well.
He's doing okay for himself, I think.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think he's okay. He's smoking weed with his stripper girlfriend, and
she's a nice lady. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Hey, you can be just because you're a stripper doesn't mean you're not a nice lady. Come on.
Yeah, he's a nice lady.
You could be a friendly whore.
Exactly. That's profiling. Profiling is wrong.
Excuse me. Sorry.
Exactly. Oh man, and I bet she helps him float in the water. Anyway.
Holy crap.
We're getting another letter.
What's his we? I didn't say nothing.
Well, it's our podcast, so your name's attached, buddy. You're in for it. I sent you that comment that we got on TikTok the other day where supposedly, because we were talking about the American Wrestling Federation. If nobody knows what it is, go look it up. We were talking about how it failed and sucked and whatever. And somebody said, "Oh, this sucks worse than," or like us talking about the AWF apparently sucked more than the AWF. And then he had some gay slurs for us. So there's that.
Showed you. You got pissed off that one AWF stan out there. You really ignited his flame.
I like how on here I get homosexual slurs, and on like Call of Duty I get racial slurs. It's great. It's fantastic.
Yeah, right.
Well, maybe you bring it upon yourself.
I like how
I'm not even that good at Call of Duty. That's the thing. Like maybe I was killing everybody. I get it, but dude, I suck. So what do you?
Well, my thing is, what if Greg and I really were gay in real life and they don't know it, and then it's like they're like, "You're gay." It's like, yes.
And you're heterosexual. I can do it too.
Yeah, right.
Grass is green.
Right.
Yeah, they're like,
That was my
"Hey,
asshole.
you like men?" Like, okay. Like, moving on now. But it's funny. I actually, just to be an a-hole, because I just deleted. I was like, whatever. But I also reported him, and TikTok got back to me and was like, "Yeah, we took care of it." Like, yep.
Yeah.
I was a TikTok Karen for the day.
Spoke to their manager.
Exactly. But there are reports that The Undertaker has asked to work with Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 30. There is no word yet if it was discussed internally. Yeah.
That would have been interesting.
Yeah, in the words of the Impractical Jokers.
About that.
Yeah. So that didn't happen. Something a little better happened for Daniel Bryan, I think. So yeah, I was gonna say so about the Undertaker. That things went in the opposite direction for you, bud.
And imagine if Daniel Bryan broke the streak.
Oh my gosh, there might actually not be so much hate towards that one because people love Daniel Bryan. When Lesnar did it, it was like, oh.
I could have waited till WrestleMania 33 and now Roman do it. I would have loved that.
Oh my God, yeah.
Not after that match.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
That would have been a wet fart of a streak ender.
Yeah, I was like, of course Roman won this one. He basically I never ever say this, but he dragged the Undertaker through that match.
Tried to.
I'm like, good Lord, man. It's like they were gonna boo Roman anyway, but it's
I loved on the 24 documentary that you can see Undertaker apologizing for how bad he was. It's like, wow.
Yeah. Yep. It's like, it's like, hey, Taker, I love you, man, but maybe take a step back.
Everybody's got a bad match. Give me a break.
Some of them just happen to be in the main event of a WrestleMania.
Exactly. Everybody's got a bad match, and everybody also ages. I know he's supposed to be an undead zombie wizard, but it's
I don't know, man. You might want to tell Billy Gunn and Dustin Rhodes and Rey Mysterio that aging thing because they refuse to do it.
Yeah, something happened with them. They found that Rey Mysterio does have that famous outfit where he dressed up like Batman, so maybe he found that Lazarus pit, man.
Probably.
Yeah, so there you go. And Billy doesn't age because he has the power of ass
and scissoring.
Oh yeah, that too.
That's all you need, folks. Ass and scissoring.
Exactly.
And those go hand
ass
in
scissoring.
hand. So,
what other kind of scissoring is there?
The kind that Arn Anderson does.
Oh.
Wow. Good Lord. Oh my God.
Going to hell for that one. Sid's
man.
okay. All right, Sid's okay.
That's not what I'm. Never mind.
Ish. He's okay-ish.
Rumor has it that's half the brain you do, but that's just a rumor.
He's from Arkansas, so he's kind of okay.
Yeah, he's. Yeah.
I don't think we have any listeners from Arkansas, so I'm safe.
Well, not anymore.
Jim Bob just turned this thing off.
Yeah.
Barely hung on after the AWF slander.
I'm going back to play softball and watch the Razorbacks.
That's all they do down there.
Yeah, probably. Sell farm equipment. Anyway.
Little Rock's a fine town. Anyways.
Speaking of down south, Jake the Snake Roberts is said to be a lock for the 2014 WWE Hall of Fame. Also rumored for a possible. He was, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I thought that was one. Also rumored for a possible induction for the 2014 Hall of Fame is the Ultimate Warrior.
It's a lock.
Yeah, well, you know what I say to that?
That is correct.
So there you go. Hey, you know what? Dave doesn't get them all wrong.
Man,
He gets the ones right that, like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, right. It's like, oh, yeah, you got that right. I mean, after a while, you're bound to.
you throw enough stuff at the wall,
nut.
something's gonna stick.
Yeah, right. How old are these guys? All right, they'll go in. You know, Greg and I were supposed to go to this WrestleMania, and I can't remember why. Something happened, and we just didn't go.
Oddly enough, the one we did go to was the next one in New Orleans. So I always found that funny.
So we got our New Orleans trip in either way. And I think the one we went to was better than 30, actually. We just don't have any memory of seeing the Ultimate Warrior before he died. So there's that.
Right before he died.
Yeah, that's effing nuts, man. How many times can you say a guy delivered his own eulogy?
Yeah.
That's insane, dude. It's almost like he went out how he wanted to go out. You have to respect that.
Yeah, right. Well, we got to get into the other company in North America here to close things out. So on December 2nd, 2013's taping of Impact Wrestling, which aired on January 2nd, 2014. Wow. So they taped it a month in advance. Cool.
They do that to this day, actually.
Well, nowadays it's like, who cares? You're in front of like 10 people.
Yeah.
It's like 25, you jerk.
Oh, yeah, my bad.
Hanging from the rafters.
The rafter. That same one that AJ Styles dangled off of on top of the cage.
Exactly.
But anyway, it aired on January 2nd, 2014. AJ Styles returned to TNA with the championship to confront Dixie Carter and Magnus, who won a tournament to crown the new TNA World Heavyweight Champion. With Styles.
Oh, God, that match sucked. Oh, it's him and Jeff Hardy. It's right.
I don't remember that. So was this
you
another? Like,
was that Dixie death match or something like that?
God.
Something like that. Dixie rules or some crap like that.
This whole era of TNA was just a big bowl of nonsense.
Yeah, it was dude, I loved Magnus. I was so excited for him to be champion. And then all of his matches were a Vince Russo special, where every single match ended with 5,000 run-ins. Somebody taking a big unnecessary bump on a hard surface. You know all about that, Kyle. Weapons getting involved. Dixie Carter was usually there somewhere. It's like, dude, just have an effing match, man.
Bro, it's wrestling. Nobody wants to see wrestling, bro.
Oh, Magnus can actually wrestle. Nobody cares, bro. Oh, he's British. How do I identify with that, bro? Good Lord. Anyway,
it was their 2000 WCW era TNA, like the mid 2000s.
AJ Styles' return and the Aces and Eights thing were the only things that I really gave a damn about at this time. I don't know if that's a popular opinion about Aces and Eights, but I know it got silly, went off the rails after a while, but I dug it for a while.
It started hot as hell.
Yeah. Just the people they started adding, it was like they took off their mask and it's like, oh.
Well, it would be like people that were like feuding against the Aces of Eights for like months, and then now you're a part of it.
Yeah, right.
Wes Briscoe and Garrett Bischoff ones.
Say what?
The Garrett Bischoff and Wes Briscoe reveals. I'm like, ooh.
And D'Lo Brown, man.
Out. Yeah.
All right, D'Lo Brown. That was cool.
Yeah.
D'Lo Brown has drawn several dimes.
Yeah, just not in TNA.
Hey, you know.
Then again, not many people have drawn dimes in TNA, so there's that. But I mean, AJ Styles around this time it was different, so I was willing to give it a shot.
He's literally got a foot out the door, dude.
Yeah, but wasn't this his? Was this a thing? Because maybe you remember, Greg. Did he win the title and leave, and then they crowned a new champion? He comes back and they have a title versus title thing.
I don't think so.
Okay,
I don't think
so
he's champion.
Stripped of the title.
I don't think he ever had it when he left.
I said AJ Styles returned to TNA with his championship, they said
this is the one where he had it and then returned. Yeah, he was in New Japan or Ring of Honor, I believe, and he was still the champion, something like that. I think it was a Punk John Cena thing, if I remember correctly.
Good Lord,
something like that.
Well, anyway,
I was tuned out of TNA at this point. Like I really was.
Yeah. Styles challenged Magnus to a title unification match on next week's episode of Impact Wrestling, which Magnus accepted on the December 5th taping of Impact Wrestling, which aired on tape delay on January 9th. Mother of God. Magnus won to unify both titles. So yeah, they both had a belt.
Yeah, I think it was a Punk Cena style thing. So
yeah, okay. So how original of them? Not 3 years too late or anything, but whatever.
It was like pretty recently after, so it's like, oh yeah, we'll just do it. I think it's long enough for people to forget.
Yeah, right. Good Lord.
Around the time they had Eric Young win the world title because he has a beard.
And he's an underdog, and he's little. Good Lord.
Yeah.
Or I liked Kevin Owens. Yep.
They have T-shirts.
I do want to make it clear though. I like Eric Young, but I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Oh well, yeah. Just like I felt like it's like the thing where he got introduced to replace Scott Hall. It's like it went over like a wet fart. Like who gave a damn?
Church.
Yes. But check this out. Magnus won to unify the titles after interference from 8 other wrestlers on Magnus's behalf, and Sting. And Sting interfering on Styles' behalf in what would be Styles' final match in TNA. My God, you want to talk about going out with a wet fart underwater, man. It's just, good Lord. God,
Is there any other kind of fart to have underwater?
Yeah,
that's
maybe.
The beat-ups kind, I believe, right?
That's
now it's a pool clearer.
Yeah.
Man, here's a parting gift for you, AJ. We're gonna just completely F you over. Bring in half the roster for this BS match.
Probably didn't pay him for it either.
I'm not saying this is okay, but like he's kind of untouchable. No matter what they did, though, it wasn't gonna matter.
It's not like anybody was watching anyways.
Yeah, well, that too. Yes.
They never valued him. I felt like he was the Ric Flair of TNA, where it was like Ric Flair was like the MVP for a lot of WCW, but they never treated him that way. It was just like, crap, who do we put the belt on? Let's go with Flair again.
Yep.
Same with Styles. It's like, just put the damn belt on Styles again. Whatever.
Part of me thinks that Styles' debut on Raw, when he came out and said this is where I should have been all along, was kind of a shoot.
I mean, AJ did do a lot of good stuff like early on in TNA, like
he carried
05, 06.
He is TNA to me to this day.
Yeah.
And to play devil's advocate, I don't think they would have used him like as a top guy or even close to any level in WWE until he came. So I think he needed TNA, oddly enough. But
I think AJ's career has gone the way it should have. I mean, his run now in WWE is almost as long as his TNA run. Well, maybe not almost, but I mean, it's pretty long.
Yeah, he went from 2002 to 2014. That's 12 years, and 2016.
6
so
years.
He's crossing 9. Yeah, but right.
He'll be there for a few more years, probably.
Yeah,
right, yeah.
At least 2 more. I think he signed that 3-year deal a couple of years ago. So.
Right. Well, it was reported on December.
He's got his buddies, by the way. He's got no reason to want to leave.
Yeah, he's chilling.
Right. On December 8th, it was reported that contract negotiations between Styles and TNA had broken down and that Styles would be leaving the promotion, becoming a free agent effective December 17th, and ending his nearly 12-year association with the company. According to Styles, he left the promotion since they made him an offer which reduced his salary by about 60%.
Oh, hell no. I would have gone too.
They gave him a more than half, like they cut his pay more than in half. Like, what? And the reason is...
Gotta pay Magnus, brother.
Yeah, we gotta have more cap room for more WWE crap, bro.
I love Magnus, but hell no. No, he's not. No.
I like Nick Aldis. I didn't like Magnus.
See, I mean, I don't really watch all this stuff, so I have to be opposite and say I love Magnus, and I don't.
I
do think Nick Aldis is going to be showing up in the Royal Rumble next month, though. I believe that. So
I think so too.
Oh man, I'd love that. Yeah. Well, I don't know, man. NWA really showed him by suspending him after he quit. So
you should cover some NWA shows.
I wouldn't even know where to effing start.
Oh, good Lord, no, thank you.
Yeah, I'm good on that.
I tune in.
But following his departure from TNA, Styles would begin taking independent bookings for the first time in 2 years, accepting as many dates as possible and more regularly. During his second run on the independent circuit, he competed in various countries around the world and even defeated Roderick Strong at his return match on the January 4th, 2014 taping of Ring of Honor Wrestling.
Oh, man, I bet that was a classic.
Oh, yeah. Roderick was, not that he's not now, but
that was Roddy's
fantastic then.
Yeah, we know what the hell
like
he's
world
doing
champ.
now.
Yeah, that Roddy was like really, like he's never been like good on the mic, but he had like a really fun character at that point. Like he was just kind of an a-hole.
That's why I liked his pairing with Truth Martini. That was great.
Yeah.
But
yeah, he wasn't good enough to be the what was that called? The Crown Jewel. Yeah, he wasn't good enough for that though.
That was Necro Butcher. Exactly. Well, I actually saw AJ live in Ring of Honor in Dayton. He took on Chris Hero.
Wow.
It was actually a really good match. Yeah,
Chris Hero's from Dayton, right?
Yes. I think he put AJ over in the match too.
Oh no.
I just watched because I'm rewatching a bunch of European wrestling from kind of this era, and I just watched AJ versus Tommy End in Germany, aka Malachi Black, which is a banger.
I'll bet.
Yeah, man. That's the way things have changed and where people are now, man. It's nuts.
Sheesh.
But last story I got here, somebody else leaving. In 2013, Jeff Jarrett and country star Toby Keith tried to buy TNA. That's a real sentence.
Odd. Considering they were on the very first show together.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense, but it's also weird.
Put a boot in your ass.
Yeah, are they going to be coming to Toby for like finishes or like you got any suggestions? He's like, yeah, put a boot in their ass, the American way.
Couldn't be any worse than what they're doing.
Right.
Keep in mind, all jokes aside, you know who owns the NWA, right? So it's not out of the realm possibility for a musician to.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's true. But either way, when both met with Bob Carter, the father of Dixie, he demanded that his daughter Dixie remain in the company as an on-screen president. Oh God. Jarrett and Keith decided to create their own company instead. So they didn't want Dixie Carter even on TV. They're just like, get the F out.
I can't blame them.
No, not totally. But either way, on December 22nd, 2013, Jarrett resigned from TNA Entertainment. Jarrett remained an investor in TNA Wrestling after his resignation came into effect on January 6th, 2014.
Man, so AJ and Jeff Jarrett both left like similar time periods.
Crazy.
Those are two of the Mount Rushmore guys there.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, they were like bang bang.
Samoa Joe, not too long after, I don't think.
Yeah, I know. It's and Jarrett was, I mean, he was kind of in and out, but he was like the founder of the company.
Yeah.
He would go off to do GFW and then kind of merge with Impact for like not even a whole year.
I don't even think it was half a year, dude.
Yeah,
that was awful. They had like 12 titles on the show because he had like all the GFW titles and.
Fast forward to 2022. We are seeing it on Wednesday now. Same thing. That's insane. I didn't even think about that either.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Even to the point where Jeff Jarrett's on TV. It's all the same.
Yeah, right. Talk about full circle. Good grief.
Yeah. Well, when it comes to music stars on TV, at least you don't have to worry about Toby Keith dropping the F-bomb on you multiple times.
Toby Keith probably would have been better than Rick Ross, to be fair. But
probably.
I don't know. Talking about Rick Ross was amazing.
That was the greatest segment in the history of Dynamite.
I want Rick Ross to commentate the entire show.
I didn't watch it, but I heard the.
You need to see that segment, dude. You need to watch that segment.
Well, I heard
it is like historically bad, dude. Oh man.
Yeah. Well, I heard
it's like so bad.
You, and then I heard the recap from Jim Cornette after you described it to me, and I'm like, my God. I guess that big MFer, by the way, the tattooed guy, is like a former like minor league baseball player or something.
Yeah.
Like what the? Why do they keep doing that? They're like,
I would not have guessed minor league. I mean, he has a good look.
If you had told me he was like a hockey goon or something, I'd have no problem believing you. But I'm not going to buy baseball.
I thought he was just some goon from an alley somewhere.
Yeah, right.
Right. Well, and it's
he's got
after
more
they
tattoos
just
than that rep. What's the rep?
Takeshi 6ix9ine.
Yeah, he's got more tattoos than that fool.
He's like the evolved version of him.
Right.
Oh yeah, and the thing is, it was in the same segment with Parker Boudreaux.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So it's like we got these two big tattooed up white boys watching Swerve's back. Cool, I guess. I don't. And is Rick Ross going to be there multiple times?
From that promo, it sounds like it, but
yeah.
Yeah, I think he's going to be the boss of the faction.
Good Lord. Yeah. Because if there's one thing that, we need on our TV every Wednesday night, is Rick Ross.
Is he a legend? For that.
How 2012 of them.
I mean, I've been saying I want more Swerve, but this is not how I wanted it.
Yeah, I like how he had the nerve to look at Keith Lee and was like, "Oh, you're a big MFer." It's like,
look, he isn't wrong.
He's not wrong, but it's like, Rick, you should wear a bra.
Wow.
Anyway,
is that gonna be a T-shirt? You a big MFer?
They need to market it.
I bet you. I bet you it is already.
Yeah.
Hey, at least by the time this drops, it is.
Don't give them ideas.
Yeah, from the fine they had to pay, I guarantee to the FCC, they need to make some of that cash back with a T-shirt. Support us because Rick Ross is spending Tony's money more than his football team is. Anyway,
hey, his team's actually kind of winning. They may be playoff bound. By the time this airs, they might be in. So,
yeah, I said, I don't foresee it happening. I'm not predicting it happening, but I would laugh my ass off if the Jags got to the Super Bowl after all the crap that happened.
Yeah, they're not beating the Chiefs or the Bills. Trust me. So you can hold your laughter.
No,
there's no way in hell.
Like I said, I don't. That would be like a.
And
like
even
a
if
WTF
so,
moment, but
even if so, the Eagles or Niners would be sitting there waiting with like forks and knives, waiting to eat them. So yeah.
I'm the same way with the Panthers, man.
Yeah,
4-9, about to go to the playoffs.
That's insane too. That's a great story. That's one of my favorite stories in all sports this year. It really is.
How bad is your division?
Fire.
Well, I was going to say I can't really say anything because the AFC North had that a couple of times where it's like, which one of us sucks the least? You got to go to the playoffs.
Try playing in the end division with the Chiefs, by the way. See how you feel then. Juice.
Yeah. Well, hey, Kermit the Frog's about to come in and whoop that ass. So, But all right, let's wrap this up and get into the show at hand. It's New Japan Wrestle Kingdom 8 right after this next break. Follow the Main Event Marks at Facebook.com/Main Event Marks Pod, on Twitter at Main Event _Marks, and on Instagram at Main Event _Marks and at Main Event Collector.
By God, somebody's interrupting the Main Event Marks. Sit down, JR. It's just me, Kyle Sullivan, aka Shaggy Von Doom, your host of Here in Puckburg on the Hockey Podcast Network. I know, a hockey show on Main Event Marks. Who would have thought? This is an invasion angle. Somewhere between the Nexus and when WCW tried to invade WWE, somewhere in there. But I'm over here just telling you that one half of your tag team champions over here, Greg, he told his story of his love for the game of hockey over on my show. And if you'd like to hear that story, all you have to do is search Here in Puckburg wherever you get your podcast or on YouTube. In the meantime, Shagamania's got to go run wild on some other hockey show. So, just remember, quote the Raven, nevermore. Take your vitamins, say your prayers, and oh yeah!
Hey gang, it's Commissioner Cooper of TSS Fantasy. We are the fantasy show of the people. Expert fantasy advice, free contests, leading expert medical and legal analysis, and most importantly, you. Interact with us on all social media platforms or check us out at tssfantasy.com. You can hear us on Spotify, Apple and Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and many more. Check out the fun today and be a part of the most interactive fantasy show around. TSS Fantasy, the fantasy show of the people.
The Main Event Marks are available wherever you get podcasts and on YouTube. Find all of our links on our link tree at linktr.ee/Main Event Marks. And we're back.
We're back.
New Japan Pro Wrestling Wrestle Kingdom 8 took place January 4th, 2014. This was years before they started splitting it into 2 and 3 effing days, you know, when it got just ridiculous.
Real quick, fast forward to now. Didn't you say it was like a week apart this year?
3 weeks.
Oh.
Like, night 1 is the 4th. Night 2 is Saturday, the 21st. So a week before the Rumble. What the
Just be different events at that point.
Yeah. It's like, who's going to give a damn by that point? It's like, really? Like, just call it something else, man. I wonder if it's still going to be in the Tokyo Dome, though. But either way, this one is take place in the Tokyo Dome in Tokyo, Japan. The attendance was 35,000. I cannot find pay-per-view buy rates for this thing. They don't make them publicly available. And
is it on pay-per-view?
It is.
I just thought it was
well, back in the day, it was on pay-per-view or whatever. I don't know. They had numbers for.
It was pay-per-view back then.
Yeah. Now it's on New Japan World, isn't it? Like you just order it on there.
I don't know if it's live on New Japan World. I think it might be on Fight or BR Live or one of those.
Oh, still? Okay.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know anything about anything.
It's live, pal.
Yeah, so that I think Meltzer does have the numbers, but you got to subscribe to his newsletter, and I'm not effing doing that. Uh-huh. So I honestly considered it a couple of times. I'm like, I mean, I can pay for like a month, but I'm like, nah, I'm good.
How is that thing not leaked somewhere every week or whatever launches?
He allows certain people to leak like really old, like you can find between usually 88 and 2002. Like
yeah, but like, how does like say it came out today? How is today's not somewhere on the internet? Like, you tell me it's easier to get like someone's album or a movie illegally on the internet, but you can't get Dave Meltzer's little newsletter? I don't understand that.
He has to have something that's
got loyal followers that don't want to spread his value.
Oh, well, I was going to say you got to think it's not just him, but he's also got his Uncle Dave's got his nephews out there, reporting back to him. It's like, well, actually, I saw your newsletter leaked on Reddit.
That's not what I sound like.
Good Lord. Oh, man. Anyway, so I had to use Google Translate to know who some of these people were, like the bands and stuff, because everything is in Japanese. But the show opens with a traditional Japanese flute band named Shuchi Hidano Super Taiko Band.
I mean, that's my top 5 flute bands of all time, personally.
Yeah, they're in the Fave 5. I mean, they're on my workout playlist. So
yeah.
That. By the way, did either one of you happen to watch the dark match, or did you just skip it?
I watched it.
See, I skipped right past it because I was like, God.
You didn't miss anything.
You didn't miss crap. Trust me.
Well, I know there was somebody there was like, what was it, New Japan Man or something like doing a superhero gimmick?
Captain New Japan.
That was it. Mother of God. Yeah. Okay.
I thought it was Curry Man at first.
Yeah, it was an 8-man tag.
He's not hot.
Shocker.
Oh.
It was 8 minutes and 11 seconds long. It was Bushi, Captain New Japan, Hiroshi Tenzan, and Tomoki Hanma. So I just call him Hanma, whatever. Oh, yeah.
Just say it with a Japanese accent and it'll sound right.
Yeah, I'm going to try not to get canceled by doing what I was thinking of. But either way, they defeated the team of Jushin Thunder Liger, Manabu Nakanishi, and Super Strong Machine, and some guy named Yohei Komatsu.
It's Yohei. And why was Jushin Thunder Liger on the dark match? What the hell?
Yeah. When you've got Tenzan and Liger on your dark match, something's wrong, man.
Gotta make room for Bad Luck Fale, man.
Oh God. Okay. Oh my God. You're right. Yeah. It took me a minute. I had to hover over his name. It's Yo from Roppongi 3. Is it 3K?
Oh yeah.
Whatever. Yeah. I did not know who that was.
Oh, I didn't know that's. Oh yeah, because there were a few. This match was like a bunch of old guys and a bunch of young boys. So I was like, it was a very jarring
Right.
way to start my viewing experience because I didn't know who most of these, or like half of these guys were.
The last, I don't know how
I know
many years.
Bushi, Liger, and Tenzan. That's it.
I know Hanma because he was another one of the Japanese wrestlers who does shoot effing headbutts and effed himself up, and he had to be on the shelf forever. And it like there was a worry there for a while that he wasn't going to make it. And I don't want to minimize that, but it's like use your head as a weapon as a shoot.
He's not the guy they took the brain out of his head, right, and fixed it. Like Meltzer said.
God, that was Shibata, who's on the show. Speaking of brain injuries, yeah. Did you hear that, Kyle? Where Uncle Dave claimed they took his brain out of his head to when they were doing surgery.
Real. You laugh. This is 100% real. My hand on a Bible. It's printed.
Because that can happen.
Hey, just take it out. Throw in a new one. Bang, bang,
dust
boom.
it off.
Yeah, blow into it.
Yeah, like it's a little dusty. Good Lord,
that's rough.
He swears by that, by the way. It's like,
he was
shut
there.
up, Dave.
He did it.
Yeah, he saw it. He was in the operating room.
So it's Dr.
Meltzer. Exactly.
Hey, he his brain, it took out of his head,
Well, it's like, it's well, it like, well, it's
You know what Kyle just sounded like just there? He sounded like that one guy in The Water Boy. That's in every Adam Sandler movie.
Oh man. But yeah, no, if anybody and everybody gets the joke, because I see it on message boards too. Like if you ever listen to Dave talk, it's just him like trying to figure out what the F he's saying for like 5 minutes. He's like, dude, spit it out.
It's like Charles Barkley, dude. Like what's going on in his brain, what's coming out of his mouth, they're not in sync, It's like different things going on.
Oh man, you knucklehead. That's terrible. How dare you say that about Charles Barkley?
We're playing basketball, you throw the ball in the hoop, it's a circle, like Krispy Kreme donut, man,
Speaking of balls, sometimes donuts come in the form of balls, man. They're called donut holes. Anyway, getting into the actual first match. God. It is the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson, defending the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team titles against the Time Splitters, Alex Shelley and Kushida, Suzuki Gun of Taka Michinoku and Tai Chi, and Chaos of Alex Kozlov and Rocky Romero. Hell of a combo. It is a four-way tag match. Yes. This goes for 10.5 minutes. Japan loves them some factions, man. Although, after, it was like, 7? No, it was way more than that. Because they were back back here. I don't know. I think it was about 7 years. They said Suzuki Gun finally broke up just now.
Yeah,
everybody
was
ago. Everybody was shocked about it, and Zack Sabre Jr. was tweeting that he's been in Suzuki Gun forever. It's like, yeah, man, like it's nuts. I think Chaos is still a thing where it's like, why? Like,
yeah, factions in New Japan kind of just passively in the background a lot of times. Like it's not like a thing.
Right.
Almost like they
Chaos,
just like literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chaos is literally just Okada and his babyface like friends that they just like we're kind of in a faction. We're in tag matches together on occasion. So there's that.
Right.
But anyway, unshockingly, the Bucks jumpstart this match and kick everyone out of the ring. There are a lot of goofy
they interrupted the
spots in this one.
What was it, the Russian national anthem?
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Russia
number 1, America Haktui. Oh wait, sorry, wrong guy. But there are a lot of goofy spots in this one. I thought it was entertaining though. In the end, the Bucks pin Tai Chi with more bang for your buck to retain the tag titles. I think that's the first time I've seen them pin anybody off of that move. Uncle Dave gave it 3.25 stars. I actually gave it an even 3. Greg, what you got?
I actually gave it 3 as well. I did like it, but I could have done without all the super kicks. But
Oh, it's the Bucks.
Man.
Yeah, right.
2014 Young Bucks.
Yeah.
It was good. I'll throw it. I'll throw 3 stars at it. It was, it was a silly spot fest. I don't think it took itself too seriously. Everybody doing their dives, and you got 8 guys in there, and it felt very it felt very like formulaic. It was like towards the end, everybody was doing their double team finishers. It's like I could like guess what was happening one after the other. And of course, the Bucks are the last to do their double team finisher, and they get the win. So it was pretty formulaic, super kicks and Taka's the one spot that annoyed me about this match is Taka Michinoku. He did this convoluted dive where everybody was on the outside.
Yeah.
Taka like stomps. He's like getting the crowd into it. He hits the opposite rope. He goes to jump. He stops, hops over the rope, lands on the apron, and then he does a moonsault off the second rope. It's like, dude, you took a sitcom episode to do that dive. Like everybody could have seen it, but like I said, it was just a spot fest for the sake of being spot fest, and it was fine for what it was.
Yeah, well, you gotta get the Gaga in. Everybody loves the more Gaga.
Lots of Gaga.
Yeah,
all throughout the show.
Well, the Bullet Club gets a pretty cool entrance for the next match. Tama Tonga comes out onto the stage and does the haka before Anderson and Gallows come out wearing camo and have war face paint on. Gallows has a giant ass bazooka. He turns and shoot. He like pretends like he shot it off at the Tron, and they make a sound effect like it blew up. I thought it was pretty cool.
That was badass.
Yeah, I like it. They do goofy ass stuff like that in Japan. I dig it. But the Killer Elite Squad then comes out dressed like bikers riding motor trikes. So they didn't want to tip over. It's like, oh man, you couldn't even get motorcycles. Like you got trikes. Like, I mean, whatever. You're still tougher than I am, but okay.
More stability, brother.
Yeah, right. We don't want to go ass over tea kettle. Come on now.
Oh.
But this one is the Killer Elite Squad of Lance Archer and Davey Boy Smith Jr. defending the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team titles against the Bullet Club, Doc Gallows and Karl Anderson with Tama Tonga in their corner. This goes about 10.5 minutes. Tama gets involved and pulled into the ring, but Anderson and Gallows save him. In the end, Archer hits the blackout on I don't know. Is that what he called it? The blackout?
I think so.
I think so.
Yeah, I thought so. He hits the blackout on Anderson for a near fall. The Killer Elite Squad puts Tama Tonga or pulls him into the ring and hit their double team move on him. I don't know what the hell it was, and I don't speak Japanese, so the commentary
killer?
wasn't helping me out. No, they hit that where one of them does a power bomb and the other one's got him in like a full Nelson.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what the F that is, but it's a thing. In the end, the Bullet Club finally hits the Magic Killer on Archer to get the pinfall win and win the tag team titles. Uncle Dave gave it 3 stars. I gave it 2.5 for average. Kyle, what say you this time?
Yeah, probably 2 stars for me. This kind of just felt like a showcase for the Bullet Club. I feel like Davey Boy was like such a non-factor here, and it felt like Lance Archer hadn't found that next gear. Like he felt like Lance Hoyt here. He didn't feel like Lance Archer. And I feel like the entrance for the Good Brothers was probably like the highlight of this whole thing, but it was fine for what it was, I guess.
Right. Yeah. What say you, Greg?
Gave it the deuce.
Yeah. It's hard to argue with that. I mean, it's just fine.
I felt like at a point though it was a chore to watch this.
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah. Like I felt like they just wanted to get the titles on Gallows and Anderson.
I did notice that the crowd likes Karl Anderson more than anybody else in this match, though.
Oh yeah,
man.
He was clearly the one.
Yep. He was pretty hot at this. He was like 2 years before this. He was in the finals of the G1.
Oh yeah, I remember that, and everybody was like freaking out over him. They're like, "Oh my God, he's in the finals of the G1. And, he could do this thing." And it's like, yeah, it's like
he still brings it up in every promo.
Of course. Well, that and his hot Asian wife. But I
don't think he's with her anymore, so I don't think he does it anymore.
He'll find another Asian wife.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Exactly. Oh, he still makes trips to Japan, so he can find another hashtag.
He's
hot
friends
Asian
with
wife.
Kenny Omega. He's probably got a hookup. It's fine.
Well, Kenny Omega has a hookup to the ones that look like Japanese schoolgirls. So if you're into that sort of thing,
yeah, that's not creepy.
Yeah, don't knock till you try it.
Yeah. He's like, screw you. I watch fly anime.
There you go.
Effing weeb. But so before the next match, Harley Race, using a cane, climbs into the ring to greet the fans. After Kojima's entrance, NWA ring announcer Bruce Tharp gets into the ring to introduce NWA World Champion Rob effing Conway.
Just look at me.
Just look at him.
And eyes can see.
Look at those effing abs. God dang it. But God dang it. Look at him.
Wow.
I want to hear Vince
How is
McMahon
he
do,
not
like,
more-
do his theme.
I was like, how is he not more of a thing, by the way, looking at him?
He sucks.
Yeah, right.
Well, there's that.
No,
That
he's.
and,
I wouldn't say he sucks. I would say he's aggressively average.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, I don't know. It's like he's a dude, but
He just looks he looks like the most jacked guy at a barbecue.
yeah,
Like,
right.
That's what Dana White used to say about Kimbo Slice. He's the toughest dude at the barbecue, nothing else.
You ain't wrong. Well, I feel like they were trying to come up with a solo gimmick for him in WWE, and they asked Vince. They're like, well, what do you think?" And he's like, "Well, God dang it, look at him." And they're like, "That's a song. We got it."
Take that recording, make it an entrance song.
Yeah. He's not just Conway. He's the Con Man.
Oh, God. Pal.
Yeah.
How did they not put a suit on him, make him like a business guy as a con man? Like, seriously.
Right? No, they just made him like an 80s failed porn star or something. Good grief. But this NWA title almost looks like the short-lived WCW World Title design from the early 90s when the NWA was still using the big gold belt. So then they switched that up. Bruce Tharp gets in Harley Race's face and Harley punches him. At 100 years old with a cane, he's probably still packing a hell of a punch. So I wouldn't want to F with him.
Probably.
But obviously he's not 100 years old. Don't effing at me. But anyway, up next is Rob Conway with some guy named Jax Dane in his corner. He's defending the NWA World's Heavyweight title against Satoshi Kojima with Hiroyoshi Tenzan in his corner. This goes about 8.5 minutes. Yes, the NWA World Title match at Wrestle Kingdom, 8.5 minutes. But god dang it, look who's in it. So Jax Dane tries choking Kojima out behind the referee's back at one point, so Tenzan takes him out. Kojima escapes an ego-tripped attempt before hitting a big lariat to win the title, and the crowd went mild. Well, no, I mean, they like Kojima, but just who gives a damn? Uncle Dave gave it 2 stars. They gave it 2.5. It was average. What say you, Greg?
Deuce.
Yeah. Not much more to say about it from there. What'd you say, Kyle?
Yeah, it was there. It cracked me up because I watched this on New Japan World because I have a subscription, and they cut out a lot of the entrances and a lot of the celebrations because of the music. So it made me laugh.
Yeah,
because
it was dead silent.
Kojima won, and then it just cut right away after. Like the second the 3 count hit, it was like, all right, next match. I was like, okay, very abrupt.
Yeah,
I wasn't mad about it.
Right. For anybody who doesn't know, this Kojima and Tenzan are in a team called was it Tenkozi? I think is the name of the team. Yeah, big burly MFers that can that pack a hell of a punch. So here you go.
I'm looking this up real quick. This Jax Dane guy was apparently an Impact for a while, and he teamed with. Do you remember Crimson?
Oh
Yes.
yeah,
He teamed with him.
I think Jax Dane wrestles in NWA today.
And,
Or he
it
did
says,
recently.
it says 2020 to present NWA.
I think him and Crimson are still a team, if I'm correct,
Are they
or maybe
still
they're feuding
called-
against each other.
The name of this team was the Veterans of War, at least in Impact.
It's pretty cool.
Wow. Yeah,
Jax Dane isn't,
hey.
but
yeah, right. I literally had to look it up. I'm like, who is this big tattooed MFer? And why should I give a damn? Well, the
is
answer
he a minor
I
league
shouldn't
baseball
give a
player?
Oh, good lord!
Just a team
maybe.
full of them.
Yeah, right. No, he's the literal forgotten son.
It's the prison team, isn't it?
Well, Bruce Tharp goes absolutely ballistic over at the commentary table. It's kind of funny. Satoshi Kojima then goes to pose with Harley Race and the 10 pounds of gold. It was the domed globe NWA title. So apparently he didn't want that other one. He wanted the real NWA title. Damn it.
Who wouldn't?
Yeah, right. That other one was kind of, want to talk about average looking. It was like, okay. But yeah, so there was that. But we now see a promo of Kazushi Sakuraba and Yuji Nagata becoming friends before we get a brief history of the badasses in the Gracie family. And man, do they put the Gracie family over strong. I realize
that's about as over as anything in this match is going to be. But sorry, go ahead.
Right. I realize the Gracie family are like gods over in Japan, but damn. Sakuraba and Nagata use some really weird training techniques to prepare to take on the Gracies. People need to, like, this video is effing weird. So, before their entrances, Sakuraba runs out in a machine's mask. Like, if anybody doesn't know, it's like the Super Strong Machine and all them. They have, like, similar masks. And he's followed by a bunch of children wearing, like, similar masks. Nagata then comes out in a similar mask as well. They all do a weird-ass salute. I don't know what is going on here. And then they all jog in a single file line to the ring, and then the kids leave, and the men take their masks off. What?
Man, out of context, this sounds awful.
This looked like everyone running to support a dictator, you know?
To me, this looked like a rejected episode of like Power Rangers. Like, what is going on? But,
Wrestle Kingdom, brother. Spectacle.
I don't Japanese, bro.
Well, if you thought that was bad, wait till we get to the match. Oh man.
Well, the Gracies come out as a big family with Hoist leading the way to the ring. That was Hoist, right?
Yeah.
In the front. Okay. Well, this match is Kazushi Sakuraba and Yuji Nagata taking on, is it Holes Gracie? Holes? I don't know how to pronounce that.
Is it not Rolls?
Well, R's never pronounced, but the R always sounds like H.
Right. So that's what, is it Holus?
I think it's Holes.
Say Holes. It's Holes.
God. Yeah. Guy's name is effing Holes. Good Lord. It's Holes and Daniel Gracie.
I dare you to laugh in his face for his name being Holes.
Yeah, I'm good on that.
You'll put it in your holes.
Right. I'll do it with a megaphone from down the road. But anyway, this goes just shy of 10 minutes. 9 minutes too long. This seems very much in the vein of Pancrase, a worked MMA match, which is not good. In the end, Daniel gets disqualified for choking out Nagata with his gi. So we sat through 10 minutes for that. Uncle Dave gives this -1 star. I gave it 1.5. God dang it, they tried. What do you say, Greg?
You said this was them trying? They might want to never try again. This was 1, but man, this was terrible, dude.
Yeah, it wasn't good. What do you say, Kyle? 7 stars for Tokyo Dome?
I didn't really look at this as a match. Maybe that's why I didn't hate it. It felt like a segment. It felt like an Akibono versus Big Show kind of deal.
Yeah.
So I thought that was my bar. But yeah, fun fact. Not only was Sakuraba a big deal in MMA, but Nagata had a few MMA matches himself.
He did, yeah.
0-2. But to be fair, his losses were to Fedor and Krokop. So,
well, no shame in that.
But
who'd they ever beat?
Yeah. It was an interesting spectacle. I kind of enjoyed the fish out of water deal here with the Gracies, and it was a disaster, but it was an entertaining disaster, I thought.
Did you rate it?
I'll give it a star, I guess, purely for the commentary. The commentary was into it. There, I have a note here. Nagata hits a back suplex, and the commentators ejaculate, and then Nagata puts on his arm bar, and then he ejaculates. And then
Lord,
G1 Climax.
God, bringing it around. That's what you call a callback. Oh, God. Well, the Gracies all take turns talking to Sakuraba and Nagata after the match I think it's a mixture of Portuguese and Japanese, but I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't know what was going on.
I tried using Google Translate, and it told me to go myself. So I don't know.
I tell you that all the time. But...
Yeah, right. Well, it seems like the gist of it is that they're challenging Nagata and Sakuraba to a rematch. So,
thank God.
Shut up and take my money.
So, I just put, oh God, no. Which was Dave's response as well. He was like, please God, don't do this. For the next match, Yano and the Great Muta are played out by Miki Yoshino, while people in giant dragon outfits dance all over the stage. It was wacky, but
That's
not
a real
bad.
sentence.
Right. Adding Yano to this very match we're about to talk about is like dropping a turd in a bowl filled with the greatest punch you've ever drank.
How dare you?
I don't know
was the saving grace of this match.
Yeah, I don't know if our listeners know this about me. I am not a fan of Yano, not even kind of.
All right, well, it's been nice talking to you guys. Where's the exit call button here?
How dare I besmirch the good goddamn name of Toru Yano?
Well, gotta love Yano and his no eyebrow having ass.
his bowl of mashed potatoes looking body, yeah, tasty white skin.
Someone's been listening to the drive-thru.
Oh man. Anyway, this match is Minoru Suzuki and Shelton X, who's Shelton Benjamin, if nobody knows. They have Takumi Shinoku and Tai Chi in their corner, because they need backup, to take on Toru Yano and the Great Muta in 12 minutes and 4 seconds.
Yeah, the good Muta.
Wow. This one... he's slowed down a little bit by this point. So he's not the Great Muta anymore. He's the good Muta.
He's the aight Muta.
I'm looking forward to watching him in
Shinsuke.
Yeah, Shinsuke. That's
That'll
next week, I believe.
Yeah, that'll be something.
That'll be a match
seen
that
that?
happens.
I'm holding out hope that this means he's going to the Hall of Fame next year. So
Right. Yeah. Have you seen Shinsuke Nakamura have to drag an old man through a match because that's about to happen?
Probably.
Don't get me wrong. I love Great Muta, but no, he has 2 dead knees. He just needs to stop. Either way, this one breaks down at one point and everyone brawls outside of the ring. Shelton lays Muta out in the crowd, and while the ref isn't looking, Tai Chi and Taka beat the piss out of Yano with a chair. I was fine with it. Suzuki-gun keeps getting involved behind the ref's back because the ref has to keep taking weapons from the Great Muta. Bad Great Muta. Get back in your corner.
Showed him.
But Shelton is in control until Yano rips off the turnbuckle pad and Shelton splashes into the steel. Muta ends up using a chair right in front of the referee and doesn't get DQ'd. What the hell are the rules?
It's the Great Muta.
Tai Chi hands Suzuki a chair. Suzuki ducks Muta, and Muta red mist Tai Chi in the face. Suzuki locks in a rear naked choke, but breaks it when Yano interrupts. Yano gets locked into a rear naked choke now. Then Suzuki breaks it while Muta gets up. Yano ducks, and Muta green mists Suzuki in the face. In the face! This allows Yano to roll Suzuki up for the win, which brought me great sadness. Uncle Dave gave it a 1.25 stars. I thought it was average, though. I gave it 2.5. What say you? Great. Let's go with Kyle this time.
Yeah, it was fine. It was Yano being Yano. Suzuki or Great Muta kind of just playing the hits. Got the elbow, the mist, the shining wizard. It's a fun little spotlight for Shelton Benjamin, though. Just celebrated 20 years in WWE.
Right.
It was whatever.
It was fine. What about you, Greg?
I gave it 2. My only note was, why couldn't this just be Shelton and Great Muta? But
yeah. I will say this. Yeah, Yano's always going to do goofy Yano crap. However, in this one, I thought he was slightly less goofy. He was tolerable. So it is what it is. 2 people got 2 different colors of mist in their face, so that's cool.
What does red mist mean?
I found something one time that would explain the different colors.
I know black mist blinds you.
Right. Red mist is just supposed to burn. Green mist is supposed to just disorient you or whatever. And then at one point he had a yellow mist or something I think it was yellow or blue or whatever. It was supposed to be poisonous. I don't effing know.
Love it.
Or maybe it was either for him or for Tajiri, because I know Tajiri did that gimmick in WWE for a while too.
He always had the green mist. Well,
he had black hair for a while.
Yeah, he blinded Nydia one time with the black mist.
Yeah. I remember he misted Triple H in the face.
Asuka whipped out the green mist a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. She does red and green. Has she done black? I can't remember.
She did when she first started becoming a heel, yes.
I just realized I asked if she did black, and I didn't mean it the way it sounded. But either way.
Well, I didn't hear it that way, but
Yeah, right. Well, I'm going to get a letter. Well, actually,
getting a couple letters.
exactly. I'm getting a ton of
white
letters off
mist.
this show.
I got the brown
God.
mist.
Wow.
Oh, I mean, you don't want that. Nobody wants the brown mist. But anyway,
Speaking of brown mist.
after Taco Bell. Good Lord. The Great Muta attempts to scare fans in the crowd on his way to the back, and Suzuki has to be helped out by the Young Lions. But now we get a commercial for The New Beginning in Hiroshima. I'm going to save the jokes. And
Go for it. Go
Wow.
for it. Let
Wow.
him fly. I'm sure your joke won't bomb.
Oh, my God.
Come on now. We bombed them.
That's at the Apron Bump. I didn't say it. I mean, I was going to say I think The New Beginning in Hiroshima came after World War II. But anyway.
Wow. Come on.
And The New Beginning in Osaka coming in February, and a bunch of other tours going on in the following months. We then get a long commercial for the G1 Climax coming this summer to with the finals in August being held in the 31,000 plus seat Seibu Dome, which is now the MetLife Dome in Tokorozawa, Saitama, Japan. Apparently, this was a big deal. It was like a big baseball stadium. So, yeah, I don't know. I can't remember who won this G1 Climax, but doesn't really matter. Anyway, so commentary is joined by voice actress Izumi Kita, who, oh so shockingly, voices a ton of anime. She also voices Rainbow Dash on My Little Pony and Chastity and Duke Nukem Forever.
Oh, I know that one.
Yeah, so there you go. And Xavier Woods knows all about My Little Pony. So
Hey,
whatever.
don't besmirch the name of the bronies.
Yeah, don't you dare.
They already
have
besmirched
conventions.
their own name.
I have some friends that went to a convention.
Seriously?
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't ask any questions.
Yeah, I'd rather not know what
We
that
don't judge.
No,
Might-
you can.
might
No, huh?
reevaluate our friendship after that. Yeah.
I didn't go.
I'd be like, who the hell am I hanging out with? Like, I don't even know you anymore.
Hey, it could be a good time. I've never been.
I'm sure they're. Well, is it
We'll arrange
just,
that.
is it just like male My Little Pony fans, or are there women there too? Because
Look,
I
man.
mean, they just
Guys,
saying.
gals, and non-binary pals.
That's the tagline for the event. But then show a commercial for something called Card Fight. And I say it like that because there's 2 exclamation points at the end, which also has an anime, and that Izumi Kita does voice work for that too. Okada advertises this, while Shinsuke Nakamura advertises Yoshinoya noodle bowls. Very on brand.
Sounds like you just made that up.
I swear to God, this is all real. Go back and watch. This happened. I was gonna make a lot of fun of it, but then I remember some of the commercials wrestlers have been in here in America, and I'm like, you know what? I'll let it go.
Corn dogs.
Some of them are pretty brutal. There's yet another live performance from a traditional Japanese band. After all of this, I'm assuming Japanese shows still do intermissions in the middle or something, because this went on forever.
I literally just scroll through to the next match.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. Up next is Bad Luck Fale taking on Togi. Is it Togi or Toji? Makabe. I think it's Togi. Either way, it's the King of Destroyer match.
Pretty cool
Real
name.
Yep.
This one went 15 minutes and 5 seconds, to which I say, whose brilliant idea was it to put Bad Luck Fale in a quarter of an hour match?
Man, this is it was something. Tables, chains.
Yeah. Look, I'll say I never thought Bad Luck Fale sucked. He's just not great. I mean, I could be in the minority.
I mean, this is like, I feel like this is peak Bad Luck Fale. This is about as good as he gets, I think.
Yeah.
He's still going today for some reason.
Yeah. Makabe is fine. Again, I wouldn't put him in there for a quarter of an hour, but that's just me. So basically, there are no disqualifications in this here match. These two are it's just big meaty men smacking meat right away, wasting no time. Fale wraps Makabe's chain around his neck and drags him around the outside mat with it. Later on, Makabe wraps the chain around his arm and clotheslines Fale with it. He lays Fale out on a table, but Fale got up before anything could happen. He hits the bad luck fall on Makabe once, but he got up after that hardly any time. He damn near no-sold it. Fale gets on the apron at one point, and Makabe powerbombs him through the table, and it looks scary as hell because they're on an elevated platform, and Fale goes straight back, damn near on his head.
Almost had a Rick Rude situation here.
I know.
Wow, that's literally what I said.
I was like, damn.
And Rude got hurt for less than this, too. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Right. In the ring, Makabe hits a King Kong knee drop on the back of a kneeling Bad Luck Fale's head. He hits another one on the chest, and then Fale can't beat the 10 count. So Makabe wins via knockout. Uncle Dave gave it dose stars. I probably like this more than you guys. I gave it 3. What say you, Greg?
I gave it 2. I was also confused with what the hell kind of match this was. I think it felt like Last Man Standing. Yeah, but they talked about in the middle of it you can lose by a knockout. I'm like, but doesn't that kind of negate the whole?
I think that is a knockout, isn't it? 10 count.
Technically, but I mean, usually there's still. But then, but what about the submission part though? Like you can even the submission too.
Oh,
you can win via.
I mean, I was kind of lost.
Basically, the only ways you can't win are via countout or disqualification. So I think that was about it. I had to. Yeah, because I had to. You can't pin him? I thought you could pin him.
I don't think so.
Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know.
Ironically, you can't lose via count out, but the referee counts him down.
Right.
Yeah.
I did
lose my count up.
They showed the rules in the middle of the match, and I literally used Google Translate to tell me what the hell the rules were. Because I'm like, what is going on here? But what do you say, Kyle?
It was fine. I mean, I don't know. You get two big guys hitting each other with weapons. That can only be so bad. And you had some fun spots, some table spots, some chains, and all that. I like the finish.
Yep.
King Kong knee drops, two of them, and it was. I kind of got a little disinterested in the middle, but I think it ramped up towards the end.
Yeah, beginning and middle were good, beginning and end were good. Middle was fine, but yeah. Did you rate it at all?
I'll throw it a 2-ski.
Yeah, it was fine. I thought it was at least average, but I don't know. I like this kind of stuff sometimes. A lot of people don't. But after the match, Hanma comes out to help Makabe to the back. We now get a promo for the long-ass feud of Hirooki Goto, who I am convinced I'm the only fan of on this planet. And I don't know why he gets so much hate on Twitter. People are just like, they either don't like him or they're incredibly indifferent.
Yeah.
And Katsuyori Shibata, well, their feud literally stretches back to 1995 when they were on the same high school wrestling team together. This was going to be Goto's first match back after an injury as well. So, cool build-up, I thought. But then we get into this. It's Katsuyori Shibata versus Hirooki Goto. It is 15 and a half minutes long. Goto has an epic entrance with a Japanese drumline, traditional Japanese dancers, fire pyro going off. Like, they went all out for this dude. These guys wrestled with the strongest of styles. That's kind of just how Shibata goes. And they use a lot of innovative offense, like moves I've never even seen. After what happened a couple of years after this, though, I still cringe whenever I see Shibata hitting that unprotected headbutt.
Yeah.
It just makes certain parts of my body pucker up. But Goto shines a lot in this one and finally hits the Shouten Kai for the pinfall win. Uncle Dave gave it 4 stars. I give it 3.5. What say you, Kyle?
I'd probably give this at least 4, maybe 4.25. I really enjoyed this match. I feel like I knew Goto and Shibata were kind of linked up, like they're friends, I guess. But other than that, I didn't really have that much context on the storyline going into it. But like as I'm watching the match, like I felt the emotion from it.
Yeah.
And like you said, strong style. I mean, this is strong style to a T. There's everything that you expect when you're watching a Shibata match, and Goto too. He can go too. I feel like Goto's one of those guys you don't really get excited about until you're watching him, and he's like, oh wait, this guy's freaking awesome.
Right.
But yeah, really fun match. Like the end where Shibata hits the shoutin', but he's like too worn out to make the pinfall, and then Goto hits it and then makes the pinfall and gets the win. So yeah, I enjoyed every second of this. This might be, if not my match of the night, it's definitely top 2.
Yeah, good crap, pal. What do you say, Greg?
I gave it 3. It was fun to watch.
Yeah, it's just two dudes beating the piss out of each other.
I mean,
Yeah.
the kicks were insanely
Man, forearms, they were
I don't know if
trading.
I could take that.
Love the Shibata's hesitation drop kick in the corner that he does is always just chef's kiss.
Yeah, so you were asking about, like, when he showed up on Dynamite, you're like, you know this Shibata guy? It's like, oh, yeah. This is the first thing I think of, besides, obviously, the brain injury. But, yeah, this kind of stuff is just wicked. These two lay on the mat pretty much dead, and then help each other stand up.
I don't think they were playing around, by the way. I think they were dead.
Yeah, I know. They were like,
I could
stop.
You could see the welts on them, dude.
I know. They had to go back and take an ice bath. Like, this is nuts. But they help each other stand up. Shibata raises Goto's hand, and then he thinks about it for a minute. He helps Goto to the back. They're probably whispering in each other. Their others' ears. They're like, "Don't cry till you get to the back. Don't let them see you cry."
Too late.
Brutal.
I take dumps standing up. I'm a man.
What
the hell?
Nothing. It's from a show. But anyway.
Do you take dumps standing up?
I don't want to know.
I'm a man.
I stand on the toilet seat myself.
Yeah, exactly.
This is an actual conversation.
An airborne squatty potty.
Oh my god.
Anyways.
No, it's the opposite of a squatty potty because you don't squat, you just stand.
Yeah, I mean, tomato, tomato.
Well, there was one time that I was in a bathroom in Target, and an old guy was walking out as I was in the bathroom, and I heard him on the way out at me go, "Wow." Greatest thing I've ever heard.
It's a great achievement.
Anyway, exactly. We now get a play-up video for it shows Kota Ibushi apparently loves to flip around.
No.
So that's what I got out of it. He also won the Best of the Super Juniors and came close to beating Prince Devitt in the past, but failed. Now he's getting a rematch. Prince Devitt here had my favorite entrance of his ever, where a bunch of druids with wearing white masks carry a casket and set it up on the stage. Then he bursts out of it, painted up like Carnage. I would
love that. I mean, it's never going to happen.
Yeah, right. I also love I like his WWE theme more, but I always loved Real Rock and Rolla for his theme. I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
But now we get this one took me back, man. It was Prince Devitt. I kept wanting to call him Finn Balor because he's been that forever now. He's defending the junior heavyweight title with the Bullet Club in his corner against Kota Ibushi. This one went about 16 and a half minutes, longest match of the night thus far. Of course, the entire Bullet Club gets involved multiple times. Kota eventually gets the better of them and hits a top rope twisting Acai moonsault on the entire Bullet Club. At one point, Ibushi kicks out of a reverse Bloody Sunday, then a diving double foot stomp. He reverses a bunch of Bloody Sunday attempts and then eventually hits the Golden Star Bomb for a near fall, then hits the Phoenix Splash to put Devitt away for the 3. Uncle Dave gave it 4 stars. Again, I gave it 3.5. Greg, what say you?
I gave it 4. This is probably my favorite match of the night.
It's really good. I mean, two of the best cruiserweights in the entire world. That's for damn sure. What say you, Kyle?
Yeah, I'd probably give it like 3 3/4. Really fun match, even with like the Bullet Club shenanigans in the beginning. There was one spot that made me laugh out loud. Kota rolled up Prince Devitt in an O'Connor roll. Devitt like kicked him off, and then from out of nowhere, there's a chair like from out of frame just comes and hits Kota in the head. It just no, you don't see who threw it. It just comes out of nowhere. And
there's also an ECW flashback.
Yeah,
I like how like
fun match.
Yeah, and I like how the Bullet Club was there. They got involved, but it wasn't I felt like it wasn't like way overblown, like a WCW or a TNA would do.
Yeah. I mean, it was overblown for a few minutes, and then they got kicked out.
Right.
And then it went to the final stretch.
Yeah. And Devitt, Balor, whatever you want to call him, is still like just fantastic. He's been going at a high level for a decade at this point. So it's good crap, pal. After the match,
Judgment Day's giving him new life too. So
yeah. I love that persona. I feel like it fits him. It fits everything he's done in his career. It's, again, good stuff. After the match, this one was kind of random, but Desperado gets in the ring wearing a suit and carrying a guitar case, because he's Desperado. He pops it open and pulls out a bouquet of black roses, hands it to Coda, who doesn't know how to respond. I mean, how do you respond when a man hands you a bouquet of roses?
Do you kiss him? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, it's like, do I need to Fredo kiss you now? Or like, what's going
buy
on?
him dinner first.
Oh, man. But Desperado then leaves the ring, grabs his guitar case, and takes off. So I don't effing know. I guess this was their way of setting up the next contender.
Yeah, I thought it was Jeff Jarrett at first.
Yeah, right. He rips off the mask and
collected throne.
He rips off the mask. He's like, "Ain't I great?" Like, get the F out. And just like the crowd collectively pukes. But up next, we see a play-up package for Okada versus Naito. Obviously, I don't speak Japanese, but it looks like they started together as young lions.
Sorry, why is that obvious that you don't speak Japanese? I'm just curious.
Oh, I don't know, Greg.
Yeah, I thought you did, man.
Yeah, hey, I'm cool. I watch the Japanese, or like I watch the anime shows without the subtitles. Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
This guy.
I watch the ones that haven't been dubbed in English. Yeah. God. Anyway, it looks like they started together as young lions, and then it looks like Naito would be the breakout star, but then Okada leapfrogged him. So now Naito is kind of jealous and sore about it.
Oh, you'd be jealous too if you're the Genetti.
God. Yeah. I like how the Genetti, in like the worst they get in Japan, the Genetti still goes on to be a multi-time world champion and main event the biggest show of the year. In America, you fade into obscurity and only pop up in the news when you ask if it's okay to sleep with your maybe daughter.
Oh my God.
At least you asked.
Yeah. You don't know what it's like being me, okay? With hot chicks throwing themselves at you all the time. All right. It's rough. I'm not making any of this up, by the way. If anybody's wondering, this stuff was said. So, yeah.
Yeah. He also killed a man in a bowling alley.
We don't talk about that. That's old stuff. That's old news.
Yeah, right. Better shut the F up before I tell somebody you touched my pecker. That was him, man.
That's what Nell said, right?
Right. Oh, my gosh. Anyway, this one is Kazuchika Okada defending the IWGP World Heavyweight title with Goto in his corner against Tetsuya Naito. This one goes about 31 minutes. No, ladies and gents, this is not the main event. So my first note was, it still blows my mind that this was not the main event.
It's funny you say that, by the way, because I remember looking at this and how much time is left in the video. I'm like, how long is this damn match?
Right.
Because I'm like, why is Okada not the main event? You know?
Do you guys know the backstory behind that?
I do not.
I was gonna say that Tana just like strong armed him and pulled a "that's not gonna work for me, brother."
Well, I like vaguely know. So Naito at this point wasn't getting over as much as New Japan thought he would, and I think so Naito won the climax, which is how he earned this match. And then I guess Naito and Okada had a confrontation at one of the shows leading up to this Wrestle Kingdom, and the crowd wasn't into it at all. So New Japan, they like put out a poll, like, hey, which match should be the last match of Wrestle Kingdom? It was this match or the Intercontinental match. And the Intercontinental match got like way more votes than this match. So basically Naito was kind of a dud. Not a dud, but like he wasn't nearly the star that he is today. So that's kind of why, that's what led to him not. And then he like left and went to Mexico and wrestled and kind of built his persona, his the Los Ingobernables, like that faction, and then basically led to his character change, and then was pretty much a success after that.
I guess all that makes sense.
In the long run, this was probably the best thing for his entire career, because
Yeah.
I mean, he's still in a big match, but then, like you said, he went to Mexico. Apparently, for anybody who doesn't know, that taunt that pose he does where it looked like he's like opening his eye, he did that to mock the racist fans in Mexico that would say racist stuff about him in his eyes. I'm not making any of that up. That was real. So he just went with it. I thought it was cool. He turned it back on him and everything, and then he ended up getting over. So there you go. But then he brought it back to Japan, did the LIJ thing, and then he used now it's coming back to me. I remember him using that going into a Wrestle Kingdom. He's like, I got screwed out of my main event by you stupid fans, and now I'm coming back to win the title.
Yeah, because Okada and Naito had another Wrestle Kingdom World Title match a few years ago, 19 or something.
Yeah. Yep, I remember that one. It was damn. I mean, I know, shocker, but it was damn good. I remember that one.
Yeah.
So I was excited for that one, and Naito finally won. I'm like, damn, get your moment in. But either way, this one, and by the way, of course, Red Shoes is the ref.
Hell yeah.
Like we just mentioned, this is pre-LIJ Naito, so it's very different from the Naito we all know today. Even back in 2014, this crowd blew their load when that coin dropped for Okada.
That Okada entrance was something else.
Dude, just every time he makes an entrance, man, as soon as that coin drops, whether it's Japan or America, that crowd, the babies get thrown into the air.
Oh yeah, it happened on Dynamite too.
Yeah. And if he shows up in if they do have an agreement where he does something in WWE, I guarantee Triple H will make it so he can use that theme or something similar. The crowd is.
I would prefer this entrance, by the way, the prelude video with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he'll the crowd is just gonna effing soil themselves more than they did for Cody. So, but
I don't know, dude. We flew pretty hard.
Oh, I did too, and I was in my friend's living room, so there was that.
Giggity.
But
dude in front of me at Cowboy Stadium was destroyed, but
Well, you should know when you go to WrestleMania and there's a big moment, you really gotta go. It's like you're going to a Gallagher concert. You gotta wear the rain jacket. But anyway, Naito recently recovered from a knee injury, so his knee comes into play a few times during this match. In the end, Okada nails a tombstone, followed by the Rainmaker for the win. I like how the tombstone is not good enough to put him away. He's got to hit a clothesline afterwards. Uncle Dave gave it 4 1/4. I gave it 3 1/2. I don't know why. I just maybe 4. I don't know. It was fine. But maybe I ruined myself because I remember their 2019 match and it was much better. What say you, Greg?
4. Loved it.
Yeah.
Almost as good as the last match.
Oh yeah, I think the last match was much better.
I mean, it was just
not much better. I shouldn't say that, but it was. Yeah.
They were neck and neck though, dude. But something's got to win. But I thought this was incredible.
Yeah, well, you know what I say to that?
That is correct.
So, anyway, what do you say, Kyle?
I personally like this match more than the previous match, even though I feel like this match was very slow for the first half of it. When you said 31 minutes, I was like, geez, that's a long ass match. But I thought the ending stretch of this was really fun. And one thing about this match and kind of this whole show that I enjoyed was that there weren't a ton of finisher kickouts.
Right.
I love that.
Yeah. I mean, because that eventually, even with New Japan, became a trope. You have to nowadays Okada has to hit a guy with a Rainmaker, and then a spinning Rainmaker, then a top rope Rainmaker, then a Rainmaker with a chain wrapped around his arm. And it's like, come on, man, it's your finisher.
Yeah.
But
he
I
hits
enjoyed
at
that
least
aspect.
3 to 4 per match.
When the hell is the rain going to actually show up? Yeah, we got it.
Yeah. And I because the whole match, it's a struggle to hit that Rainmaker. And it's once he finally hits it, it's oh, that's the reason he was struggling, just because Naito knew if he hit it, he'd lose. And then he lost. So it's it all made sense. And yeah, really, really great emotion towards the end of this.
You give it a certain star rating at all?
Yeah, I'll give it a 4. I'll give it a 4. It would be higher if the first 10, 15 minutes weren't tedious. Although, I mean, not tedious. I guess he was, like you said, working the leg, but
working the leg.
I do agree that it was a little slow, but it was also not in a bad way, almost like a Gunther match nowadays.
Yeah.
It's there's still stuff happening. Yes,
right.
But yeah, I can see your point on that.
Well, little did we know at this point that 31 minutes was Okada's halfway point.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh man, he was just getting warmed up.
That's before all the V triggers.
Right.
God, yeah. got to hit 5 V triggers and 5 rainmakers per match, man. It's written in bylaws.
As a huge video game nerd, I never understood that because you only get like 1 V trigger per fight. So
yeah, right. Yeah, the effing weeb doesn't get it right. How dare he?
Right.
I keep sitting here calling him a weeb, and I'm the one that got a Tokyo Ghoul T-shirt for Christmas. But either way,
you can both be weebs.
Yeah, exactly.
You weebs together. There you go.
I only watch Dragon Ball Z. Shut up, you effing weeb. Anyway, well, we now get to play a package for the main event, showing the parallels in the careers of Shinsuke Nakamura and Hiroshi Tanahashi. They've been frenemies most of their career, it seems, and now Tanahashi wants Shinsuke's title. So there's that. I don't think the IC title was that old at this point, was it? Was Tana the first?
I believe it was the first.
Or, I mean Naka?
No, I think I could be wrong. I believe MVP was the first.
I'm thinking of the U30 title. Never mind. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I think this, because the Intercontinental title, I think maybe 2012, 2013 came around, maybe earlier. I'm not sure.
Yeah. The inaugural championship tournament was won by Toru Yano. What?
Wait,
That's
really?
your boy, huh? Go.
Oh, God.
Interesting.
Why? Yeah. I'm looking at it right now.
You ever notice any wrestling company ever, the first champion is always like the most unexpected one? It's like a thing.
I was actually wrong. It said he won the tournament, but he didn't win the title. That's weird because, yeah, MVP was the first. He won it on May 15th, 2011 in Philadelphia. Oh, he defeated Toru Yano for
so was the tournament
final.
Was the tournament to face MVP? That's what I was going to ask, but
I guess whoever won the tournament got to be one of the 8 men in the match. It was weird because it said
so drawn out.
That's some TNA logic right there,
right?
Yeah, right. Because it says defeated Toru Yano in an 8-man tournament final to become the inaugural champion. Okay, but yeah. So Nakamura didn't win it. Yeah, he won it back in July of 2012. So this is actually his second reign, okay? Because he lost to La Sombra, won it again in July of 2013. Yeah, okay. Either way, took that aside. Yeah, you know what, people, you can stand to learn a thing or two. So we're hitting you with it. But we're gonna learn you about the main event right after this next break. After we come back, diving into this last match on the card, right after this break.
Follow the Main Event Marks at Facebook.com/Main Event Marks Pod, on Twitter at Main Event _Marks, and on Instagram at Main Event _Marks and at Main Event Collector.
What's up, everybody? I am the hardest part of the ring, the host of the Apron Bump Podcast. Ugh. Another wrestling podcast. How many times can I listen to fans tell me who needs a push, who doesn't need a push, who brings Vince's coffee these days? Enough! The Apron Bump is about the journey. It's about nostalgia. It's about discovering new forms of wrestling to really tickle your pickle as a wrestling fan. The podcast brings you reviews of wrestling events all over the world, whether it's WWF, WWE, WCW, ECW. We even cover the golden eras of Ring of Honor, Progress, TNA, and more promotions in the future as well. New episodes every Wednesday. Bump Day, yeah? Go to apronbump.com or go to your favorite podcast platform or YouTube and subscribe today for the most diverse, fan-friendly wrestling podcast in the world. I'm Hard.
Event Marks are available wherever you get podcasts and on YouTube. Find all of our links on our link tree at linktr.ee/Main Event Marks.
And we're back. Main event time. So Stan Hansen comes to the ring for the main event, and apparently his theme song was copywritten because he comes out to dead silence. Like,
maybe he just wasn't over.
Yeah.
In Japan, are you?
That was like saying, Hulk Hogan's not over in New York or anything.
I think they like Stan Hansen in New York more than they did in Texas.
Yeah, probably.
Not New York. I think they liked it in
You mean
Japan.
Japan?
More than they did Texas.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, right. Well, Marty Friedman from Megadeth plays Tanahashi to the ring. I'll be honest, when he started playing, I thought for sure this was going to be Nakamura's entrance. And I was wrong.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But,
I didn't see Nakamura's entrance coming at all. I'm still like, what? What?
Yeah, that's a WTF moment if I ever saw it. But Shinsuke actually has pole dancers all over the stage. They've got poles all over and hot Japanese women dancing all over. Bro, put him in a cage, bro, and then we're going to abuse him and make a storyline out of it.
Put him on a pole.
Yeah, oh, God. Hot chicks on a pole, bro. But he also has some woman dancing in front of him, like doing a weird interpretive dance. And he picks her up on his shoulders, and then he poses with the pole dancers and walks to the ring. This was a up entrance, man.
It was amazing.
I look at Nakamura now, I'm like, what?
Mm-hmm. Hey, I think it's Wrestle Kingdom 9. I wish they would, when he became King of the Ring, I wish they would have went with that crown. Because he actually wears this big ass, like thorny looking crown for Wrestle Kingdom 9. Because he's the king of strong style. And then I said, the one he wore in WWE was fine. But I was like, man, if he recycles that crown, I'm going to laugh. But this match, right, it is Shinsuke Nakamura defending the Intercontinental title against Hiroshi Tanahashi in 23 and a half minutes-ish. So I actually said, before you explain it to me, I said this being the main event is reminiscent of John Cena trumping whatever the WWE title match is, and he just gets the main event, even if he's not wrestling for a title. That was the way it was when CM Punk was champion. Unless Punk was facing Cena, he didn't get the main event. Cena always got the main event. But Shinsuke uses his patented knees a lot, so Tanahashi starts targeting them. Shinsuke manages to hit the Bamaye at one point, but collapses and can't capitalize. He misses a second, tries for a fireman's carry, and Tana reverses it into a sling blade. Tanahashi eventually hits the high fly flow, but only gets a near fall. When Shinsuke goes for the Bamaye again, Tanahashi goes back to working the leg and walks in a second cloverleaf. Japanese cloverleaf, maybe? Nakamura fights out, so Tanahashi turns it into a sort of styles clash. It's kind of weird. But then he hits another high fly flow for the pinfall win. Uncle Dave gave it 4.25 stars. I actually gave it 4 stars. What say you, Greg?
4. Loved it. Entrance was weird, but I loved the whole match.
Right. I wouldn't have called Tanahashi being played out to the ring by the guy from Megadeth, but, rock on, I guess. What do you say, Kyle?
Yeah, I would say 4 as well. Awesome match. I mean, Shinsuke was such a star, man. I miss this Shinsuke, to say the least.
Yeah, I feel like I wish that he would do a little bit. Not that he's not done anything in WWE, just sometimes it's like even when he's doing something that should be important, I feel like it's like kind of forgettable.
Yeah. He just had so much more, I don't know, more star appeal, more like even like his moves felt more impactful back then. I don't know.
When he first came to NXT, I think his NXT run was great.
Oh yeah, his match with Sami Zayn is one of my favorite matches of all time.
And that's the first match too. That's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. When that music hit and he did that entrance, I had like goosebumps. And then the match hit and I was like, holy crap. Like just seamless. And then it looked like he was setting up for a big run and when he got called up to the main roster. And like I said, he's done some stuff, but it just, I feel like it hasn't all been a hit and they're just kind of trying to figure out what to do with him sometimes.
Yeah.
The stuff with Boogs was working well until Boogs got hurt.
It was entertaining, but I feel like Boogs was like, not necessarily the star, but it's like everybody was like, where's Rick Boogs at? So he can come out and do his goofy crap.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Look, he's injured, but he could still come out and play guitar and do his goofy crap. I don't know why they don't just wheel his ass out there.
We're closing in on a year. He should be back soon. So
I saw a video of him working out. So he's getting there.
He's effing just jacked, man. Like,
Juice.
It's almost sickly in a way, man. It's like, man,
he's one of the most jacked mid-card, like never going to be a main eventer guys I've ever seen.
How dare you?
him and Riddick Moss. Yep.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Now those are the real Forgotten Sons right there.
Riddick's winning life though. He's fine. I'm not losing sleep for him.
They need They need to they need to make a faction, just call themselves the Mid-Card Mafia.
I would like that.
That would get over great.
I'd buy the t-shirt.
Damn straight. But anyway, after the match, Stan Hansen puts the title around Tanahashi's waist after the match. Nakamura needs to be helped out by a young lion, and he still dances on his way out of the arena. Of course. Kind of funny.
You got to keep it going, dude.
Dude, he was like godlike over. I mean, so was Tana, but damn.
He was.
So, well, Shinsuke, like, I mean, if he goes over to Japan now, he's probably still going to get the same amount of overness. But yeah, just wow. I will say the song, I didn't recognize what the guy was playing when Tanahashi came out. Like, I'm used to his song where they yell, "Go Ace," like over and over.
Right.
But Tanahashi does his usual post-main event long-ass promo to close the show. I don't know what the hell he's saying. On the stage, he says something. He yells something in Japanese. Pyro blows, and we close the show. Uncle Dave wrote in the Wrestling Observer newsletter that, quote, "By most normal standards, the show was very good, but felt that it did not match the previous year's show, which he called among the greatest wrestling events of all time."
That's because last year's check cleared and this one didn't.
I don't know what Wrestle Kingdom 7 looked like, so I really
right now.
Yeah, I can't even like say yes, no, maybe. I don't know if I've
Tanahashi versus Okada, Shinsuke versus Kazushi Sakuraba. That's a weird match.
Oh God.
Makabe versus Shibata. Prince Devitt versus Kota Ibushi and Low Ki.
Yeah.
Shelton Benjamin versus Masato Tanaka. That's fun. Yeah, Akibono's here. That's probably why match. That's probably why the show is so great.
Oh
my God.
And Bob Sapp.
Oh, good grief. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm turning off when I see that.
You got Akibono, Nakanishi, and MVP, and Strongman. Who the fuck is that? John Anderson. Yeah, that guy. They defeated Bob Sapp.
The famous Andersons.
Yeah, right. They defeated Bob Sapp, Takashi Iizuka, whatever, I don't know. Toru Yano and Yujiro Takahashi.
And you're really putting this over.
On paper, this card doesn't look better than this one, but
no, like on paper, this card looks like shit.
I mean, there's like two matches on here that look great, but otherwise,
yeah, Nagata versus Suzuki might be okay. And then you've got Killer Elite Squad versus Sword and Guns, which I never knew was a thing. It's Goto and Karl Anderson. Makabe versus Shibata. I'm sure people got injured in that one. Good Lord. All right. I'm done. God. So I'm just going to go out on a limb and say Dave is wrong. But he praised the final four matches while calling the first half not good. And
I would agree with that.
And the tag team match involving the Gracies, quote, kind of an atrocity.
Yeah, this show definitely, I mean, the last four were really like that carried the show.
Yeah, that's for damn sure. In the review from James Caldwell of Pro Wrestling Torch, he wrote that, quote, the big match is delivered, the undercard was hit or miss, and the event production was top notch, end quote. Yeah, I mean, New Japan does production way better than any other WWE, non-WWE event, I should say, in America. I mean, AEW doesn't even have the production quality half the time that New Japan does. But either way, that does it for that. We're going to take our final break. On the other end of this, we're going to tell you the final ratings, what we thought of the show, and what's coming up on the podcast.
Follow the Main Event Marks at facebook.com/Main Event Marks Pod, on Twitter at Main Event _Marks, and on Instagram at Main Event _Marks and at Main Event Collector.
good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. My name is Thomas, and what's your name?
I'm Alan. Yeah. We're brothers.
That's right.
Yeah. Same mother and father.
Your room was...
we shared a room.
Shared a room.
We shared a room.
Thought I knew your face.
Yeah, we go way back, mate. Yeah.
We should do a podcast then.
We have.
We do a podcast.
We do a podcast.
What's it called?
The Broadcast. Yeah, that was planned.
Yeah. Well,
what do we do?
Well, we cover all different things in the world of pop culture. We're talking about comic books, we're talking about professional wrestling, and we're talking about movies. Go back and watch classic retro wrestling events, the likes of WWE, WCW, and if you do like that, you can check us out on Apple iTunes, also on Podbean, Anchor, and on Podknife. Also check us out on Twitter at The Broadcast. That's BROKAST. Nearly stuffed up the ending.
Yeah, it's all right. Good on you.
Yeah. Instagram also at The Broadcast Podcast.
Remember, we don't spell it with a C. We spell it with a K.
Sorry, mate.
Take it easy.
Main event marks are available wherever you get podcasts and on YouTube. Find all of our links on our link tree at linktr.ee/main event marks.
And we're back. Final ratings time. Internet Movie Database gives it 6.6 out of 10. Cage Match, that's pretty harsh. CageMatch.net gives it 8.39 out of 10. Say get the fuck out with that. I don't know. I gave it 7.5 out of 10 for a C+. What about you, Kyle?
You know, I think 7.5 is pretty fair because, like I said, it's very top heavy. Like most of the show is kind of whatever, but had some good stuff on it towards the end, but it didn't feel like a very complete show from top to bottom.
Yeah. I feel like Cage Match, like if you average it out like a grade, like 8.39, they give it a B, B+, whatever. It's like,
yeah, I'm sure most of the matches probably don't even have a grade, so that's probably why.
Right. What do you say, Greg?
C+ as well. I did enjoy it a lot more than I thought it would, though.
Yeah, it was great. And Ian, the next one we watch has English commentary, so you're not going to be confused throughout the whole thing.
Oh, no. You're going to be confused. Jim Ross will confuse you.
Here and there, yeah. But I don't know. I remember his commentary being acceptable.
You don't watch Dynamite on the regular, dude. It has not gotten better. Well, when he's on there, I should say.
Right. Well, you know, Tony
Schiavone's
still
Friday, so.
Well, Tony Schiavone's still doing, you know, the old school Tony Schiavone of putting everything way more over than it should be put over, but
he's an emotional guy.
His job. Yeah. At least he's not breaking out, this is the greatest night in the history of our great sport. So there's that. But either way, what was one of the greatest nights in the history of our great sport is coming up next week, actually. This was the anniversary, by the way, of the Wrestle Kingdom show that we're talking about. Well, every Wrestle Kingdom show, because it always happens on this date, January 4th. Next week, though, we're diving into WWF Royal Rumble 1992. It is the first time the world title has been on the line in the Rumble match to close the show. And it wouldn't happen again until, was it 2012?
I think it was like...
when Triple H won, it was
15, 16?
16, I think, yeah.
16, okay. My bad. Yeah, I knew it was right before 32, correct? In Dallas. Yeah. So it would be a long stretch before this happened again. But either way, this was the first time Ric Flair is there. In my opinion, this is one of the best eras in WWF history. There was a stacked roster. Not every match was a banger, but it was a stacked roster, I'll say. And then we're going to be diving into more New Japan in 2 weeks for double main event week. It's actually on January 18th, we're dropping New Japan Wrestle Kingdom 10. And then for the bonus show that week, we're going to be going over Triple H's return to Madison Square Garden on January 7th, 2002. So it's another timepiece. We're going to be covering when he got injured, his recovery, and then coming back.
I was there when he got injured.
Yeah, it's a hell of a thing to remember. But he came back to one of the biggest pops I've ever heard in my entire life. And in MSG, so no better place to do it. And then we're ending out the month with a little bit of Mexico sprinkled in there because we're covering WWF Royal Rumble 1997. That's where they brought in some guys from AAA to be on the show. So we'll be talking all about that. That took place at the Alamo Dome. If you guys heard a couple of weeks ago, we covered WWF in your house. It's time. And if you did listen to that, first of all, God bless you. Second of all,
it wasn't that bad.
No, it really wasn't. It was a lot better than I thought it would be. But this is a good follow-up to that, because this is the very next pay-per-view after that. So 1997 was a great year. But yeah, so that's all coming up in 2023. Kyle, before we hop off here, why don't you plug all the holes?
Plug me up, Daddy.
Yeah. Tell people where to find all your stuff.
Yes. Well, first of all, thank you guys for having me on once again. I enjoyed the Japanese wrestling, and but yeah, everybody, you can check out the Apron Bump podcast wherever you listen to podcasts, on YouTube as well. Cover retro wrestling, so if you enjoy the main event marks, you'll enjoy what I do as well. Cover companies big and small across 4 different decades. You can go to apronbump.com. You can filter to different promotions, different eras of wrestling that interest you. And I've had Troy on a few times, so if anything else, you can check out our Fall Brawl 95 review, or our Ring of Honor, what was it, June of 2003 review?
I believe so, yeah.
So yeah, do that. Lots of different promotions I cover. So if you're into that kind of thing, you can follow me on all the social medias at Apron Bump. And yeah, hail Satan.
Oh, for God's sake. Not that, but everything else. Yeah. And I was listening to you answering random questions, and I like how somebody asked you who would win in a fight between your cats.
Well, it's been on the minds of everybody out there. So
see, I'm sitting here. I'm the cat father here. I'm the one. I got freaking 7 of them running around my damn house, so I could damn near have a battle royal.
I don't know how you breathe, man. Cat hair everywhere.
A lot of scooping, a lot of vacuuming. So, and I have air purifiers all over the damn place.
I bet.
Yeah, Greg is not a fan of the cats, so.
Well, yeah, my dog recently died. I don't want no more animals. I like my money, so.
That's fair.
Yeah, I don't fully blame you. But yeah, so that is that, man. Appreciate you joining us again. Greg, thank you for joining me again as well. Yep. And we will see you all next week when we dive into Royal Rumble 1992 with a tear in our eye. Woo!